3 Game 6s in the NBA playoffs tonight. 3 Game 6s in the first round of the NHL postseason as well. We'll start with hoops. 1 seed Detroit is down 3 games to 2 and playing at Orlando shortly. Also this hour, it's Cleveland at Toronto. Cavs up 3 games to 2. And for the Raptors, Brandon Ingram is out with a heel injury. The late game in Houston will have Kevin Durant of the Rockets out again with an ankle injury. Lakers lead 3 games to 2. LA on the road at 9:30 Eastern. Boston hosts a Game 7 on Saturday against Philadelphia. Any other Game 7s, if necessary, in hoops would be on Sunday. Among the Game 6s in the NHL, starting shortly, Montreal up 3 games to 2, hosts Tampa Bay. And then Buffalo's at Boston. Sabres lead 3 games to 2. Late game, Vegas at Utah. Baseball today, the Cubs at home held on 6-5 over Arizona. I'm Steve DeSager.
Elijah, put the camera on me. Sweetie.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
That's right. Come on in. Oh, my goodness gracious. With that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours. LeBron, not 2,
Not 3, not 4.
I don't know.
Not two.
I might have to take this backwards baseball cap off. I don't know. I'm looking kind of crazy. All right, no matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio. Ding, foxsportsradio.com. Ding, that's right. iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83, and now, of course, live on YouTube.
Blake, we'll do it live.
Thank you.
I'll write it. We'll do it live.
Do it live.
There you go.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Thank you, Bill O'Reilly. All right, say my name.
Rob
Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin
Washington.
That's right. And we are indeed the Odd Couple on a funky Flashback Friday. And guess what? You'll need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet.
Ben Maller.
At least when people are still awake. Sorry about that, Ben.
When else is it going to count, bro? You got to count it when they're up.
They got to be awake to count in the ratings. I'm just saying. All right, write it down. Committed to memory, 877-99 on Fox. For you laymen out there who can't figure out the letters and numbers and all that, it's 877-996-6369. And if you hear feedback on the line, it's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
And if you call in here and have a problem with what we say, guess what? Tough. Because
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. Do you have a problem? Turn off your station.
That's right. With all that said, always remember.
The Odd Couple was filmed in front of a live audience.
Sweet yeah.
There you go. Let's go, Big Show.
Version.
Let me welcome in my co-host. He is
Kelvin Washington.
Kelvin Washington. What up? Happy Funky Flashback Friday. We got some, 3 Game 6s, as Steve just mentioned. We got some big games coming up for over the weekend, Game 7. So NBA playoffs, man, it's been fun so far. We got some big ones coming up too, Rob. What's good? You all right? You good?
all good. No complaints.
You sad? Are you sad? Did you hear the news
What's the news?
about Spirit Airlines?
It's not official yet, is it? Is it done?
Well, they said that they were banking on the government bailing them out, and it's looking like that ain't going to happen,
Yeah.
bro.
Again, last weekend when I went to Houston, that was my last Spirit flight that I had banked, that I had pre-purchased.
Yep.
So I'm good either way. I don't have like 10 flights that I'm going to get shafted out of.
All
so
right.
I'm okay with
making
that.
sure.
I'm disappointed because I have been a faithful. I was a gold member on Spirit.
You were.
Sham Pimple
You
on
might have
Spirit.
been the only one.
I used to get extra leg room. I was always able to bring a bag on, a check bag, and a carry-on bag for free. I had no issues with Spirit. Zero. I'm telling you now. Were they late once in a while? Yeah, they were late. They had new planes, Wi-Fi. I'm serious. It's sad to lose all those jobs. That's the other part that's really
that's
depressing.
the real part. I mean, that's the serious part, which is why, I mean, the jobs, obviously, just as much as people joke about Spirit, it was one of the airlines that was very, a lot of people took it. A lot of people used it. They bought flights from there. So
for the average Joe, it's important. A lot of people, can't be on the other airlines.
And just from Detroit, Spirit has a big hub there, and so I used to get, going home and all that. So, yeah. How do I say goodbye to Spirit Airlines? I'm sorry.
Why you got to do all that? Like
My
you're
bad,
reveling in it a little bit.
No, I'm not. I was
that.
concerned for my boy. I saw it, and I was like, let me check in with my guy.
I thought they got a reprieve. I thought the government was going to do something nice and, hold on to those jobs and
they only
give other
tend
options
to
to people.
bail out and do do what's best for them. They're not the people, not the average everyday American.
Yeah, it's sad. It is sad. So there you go. All right.
Check it. That's all,
I got you. All right, don't forget to check us out on YouTube. And you know what? A lot of people have subscribed to the our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't, all you got to do is search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. It's really simple. You could also go there, hit the thumbs up icon, tell us that you like the show, comment away, all that and much more. Again, check us out on YouTube and check out our new channel. So many people have. You can join in too. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. All right, we normally don't talk about guests in the first hour, but Ryan Hollins, who of course is the Houston Rockets color man and also a Fox Sports radio host, he's going to join us about 23 minutes or so, and it'll be good to catch up with Ryan Hollins,
that's our guy.
who I had dinner with when I was in Houston last weekend, so I got to see him then.
Nice.
But first, let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew. We wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without him. Shay is our producer, and again, for Rob G.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, absolutely. Steve DeSager's at the anchor desk. He'll keep us updated throughout the program.
Bombs.
Elijah is our social media guru. Elijah.
Never heard of him.
Who?
That's right, never
heard of him.
And on the ones and twos, why you bugging? There you go. All right, so we are in full effect on this Funky Flashback Friday. Kelvin, let's start here. Let's do it. So the Knicks have this ridiculous playoff win, which nobody saw coming, because actually the Hawks had beaten them a couple close games, one-point games, and stole a couple of wins from the Knicks and put a little scare in them. We know the Knicks can fold and give up series. We saw it with last year against the Pacers. And the Pacers were good, don't get me wrong, and so were the Hawks at the end of the year. They played really, really well.
They did.
But now, of course, prisoner of the moment, everybody in New York who's not jumping because they saw a rat in the subway are now proclaiming that the Knicks are the number one team in the East. They're the team to beat. They're going to the NBA Finals. And I just cannot get over how quickly people forget and how quickly the dime changes and people think that a win, which was an anomaly, okay, it just was. It doesn't mean that the Knicks aren't good or they're not in the mix or whatever it is, but this whole overreaction to a game that really is a once-in-a-lifetime. Can we say that? Like, we looked at the score. We were watching it.
They played the Hawks 100 more times. That happened one more time out of 100.
Maybe, exactly. And yet people are dancing in the streets and all that other stuff. And are they the real Knicks? Are they the fake Knicks? Is that just one of those happenstances? I'm going to tell you, I won't believe that the Knicks are going to the NBA Finals after they play the first quarter of the NBA Finals and they're playing in it. Not even like they
officially know they were there.
Yes, like they have to be playing actually, not even like they advance to it or whatever. They actually have to play the first quarter for me to believe that. I'm not buying into the Knicks as they are without question, the number one team you got to look out for in the East, and they have regained their mojo, and it's all over. I'm not there.
Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm there, and it's less about that game because I agree that was an anomaly. Like, most people expected them to beat the Hawks, maybe 6, maybe 7, and get a nice 10-point win kind of a thing. Nobody expected a 175-point win. That's what it felt like, my goodness. But here's why I'll say the Knicks had won 3 years in a row. They'd won 50 wins. They were on a roll. They got the most clutch player of the year in Jalen Brunson, and they had actually been the most crunch team this year offensively. They had the best offensive team when it came to crunch time. They had the best offensive team when it came to when it mattered getting buckets throughout the regular season. They were right there knocking on the door last year. Obviously, we know this Pacers went on an incredible Magic run, which I'm not sure they'll duplicate for years to come. And so it became, and you fire your coach, by the way, Tibbs, and you bring in Mike Brown. You call him Charlie Brown. Pick a Brown. Mike Brown, Charlie Brown,
I'm still going to call him Charlie Brown because if they don't get to where they need to go,
and you
I'm
lead me to
right.
my point. The expectations for Jalen Brunson, for Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mike Brown, that team is a championship or bust. The Celtics have in their back pocket, man, we play very good all year long, unexpectedly well, in fact. Jalen Brown, an MVP candidate. But we just didn't have Jason Tatum. We just didn't have enough time to get right. We just didn't have enough time for him to get fully back to himself. And you'd understand that. The Pistons, number one, wire to wire in the East, but they're early. They're too young. They're not quite there. We knew they had missing pieces. The Knicks are the only team that everybody, that's their team. That's who they are. That's what they're supposed to be, a championship contending team. And so I don't think most people don't believe in the Cavs. And the Sixers have been a relative surprise, right? Because is Embiid going to play? What's his issue? What's his health? You never know with him and Paul George. So to me, the Knicks have been the team in the East where you looked at and you said, this season, the only thing that is considered success is getting to the finals. Sure, you'd like to win it, but at least getting there. Everyone else already has a built-in back pocket excuse, as I like to call it. Again, the Pistons too young, too early. Even you don't expect them to lose in the first round. Do not get it twisted. I'd be upset at that. But if they didn't make it to the finals, you go, no one really believed they'd fully get there. They're ahead. Cade's only going to get better. Celtics again, Jason Tatum, they're hurt. The Knicks are the one team. There was no excuse. Your big pieces are there. Your best players are there. You're healthy. You're whole. You're ready to rock and roll. New coach. What's the issue? So I think they know that, and I think they still go in where they're expected to get to the finals.
Yeah, I just don't buy it all year long, even with all your pieces. People were talking about how soft the team was and Cat doesn't belong. When you going to get rid of Cat and Mike Brown? It was just a month ago. It wasn't that long ago.
It might not even been that long ago.
You know that people were talking about all that because they weren't playing up to stuff. And the other thing
but that's
is,
the part right there, Rob. They hadn't been playing up to snuff. They haven't been. What they were
but even
to
in the Atlanta series, to me, they gave up. You just talked about how clutch they were. They gave up 2 games at the end. Like they gave
That's
those.
why the surprise.
They gave up those games. So to say just because they had a big time blowout, they were supposed to beat the Hawks. Really? Like seriously, you're celebrating like it was unbelievable that the Knicks beat the Hawks. I don't believe that. I don't buy into that. They were supposed to beat them. Maybe they made it a little more difficult than they did. And let's be honest. When they beat the Celtics beat themselves. And we know this. They are a 3-point heavy team, and they missed 75 out of 100 3-point. 75 out of 100. Again, an anomaly. Like will never happen again. Like that is what the Knicks are about, an anomaly. And I'm just saying, I don't buy into the New York Knickerbockers until they actually are in the finals. I just don't believe it. I think that they can fall back at any point, and I think that they can give up games. We saw it against the Pacers. We've seen it. Like this group. I don't disagree with that. This group, not the Patrick Ewing Knicks, this group we've seen do it. And if the Celtics have this great game and beat the 76ers or whatever going in, or whatever, I'm going to, unless they get eliminated, I would still pick the Celtics over the Knicks any day until the Knicks beat the Celtics.
Would you pick the Sixers? Let's say Embiid goes crazy, 45-point game, they win. Would you pick the Sixers over the Knicks? That would be interesting.
I don't see the 76ers that way. I would be shocked if they beat Boston in Game 7. I would be stunned. I don't think that. They're a good team, but I don't believe in the Sixers either. And just earlier this week, we were just talking, and you and I can't remember who else was the guest about how the Sixers are better without Embiid. Like that was a conversation we had this week. You threw that out there.
They had a flow. They had a flow to them that he had to get adjusted to getting back. Obviously, he draws people to him because he's Embiid. When he's healthy, he's one of the top, wherever you want to play some 5, 7, 8 players in the league when he's Embiid. The biggest thing real quick for me with the Celtics is exactly what you mentioned. Have the Celtics learned their lessons about the three? Because they just did it again. That's the one worry going into a series versus the Knicks. I expect the Celtics. I thought they'd win the East, right? You're like, why don't you? The Pistons. I said, no, they're not ready to beat a team like the Celtics. They don't shoot well enough that the Celtics.
But they have their bad nights, even when they won a championship. That happens when you don't make your threes. You can definitely do that.
I mentioned that and how they always have the stinkers. I told you that. We brought it up last year, those stats.
It didn't stop them from winning a championship, and a lot of teams would love to win a championship.
Oh, without a doubt. And my one concern for them versus the Knicks, and I would still likely pick them, is that the Knicks, one thing I'll give them credit for is the ability to play a couple of different ways, meaning it can just be games where they got in the paint with Cat and OG and some other guys. Mitchell Robinson was down there. Or, of course, they had a game where they got hot behind the three. The Celtics, it's kind of feast or famine, and they typically feast. That's the one concern.
Yeah, but the Knicks, the problem I have, too, is they play a lot of hero ball. And they
definitely are looking for a hero. What was that, Mad Max?
Yeah.
They need a hero. They definitely need a hero.
And that's my issue with them. They do get it caught up in that sometimes. People standing around. And it's all about Brunson, and they've lost games like that. So I'm just not buying. Coming off that win yesterday, I'm not there with the Knicks.
That's
as a
hard
favorite.
game to really determine because the Hawks were out of it 4 or 5 minutes in.
How about 5 seconds?
You're right. I spotted them a few minutes. And that's so you just don't see that. I remember the Lakers got blew back in that game. I want to say it was Game 6. Don't quote me. The year 08 when the Celtics won the finals, but. They were in it, it was a game for a while. I've never seen from tip off, you're just out of it. I've never seen anything like that. So it's hard to actually, if you're the Knicks, you're like, were we just that on point? Did we turn a corner? Were they just that bad? Were they shooketh? Were they scared? I don't know. That was one of the strangest games to weigh. I agree with that.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Are the Knicks now the favorites in the East? Have you changed your mind about the New York Knickerbockers and where they fit in after their series-clinching win, a big one, a record-breaking one against the Hawks last night? It is The Odd Couple on a funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. We want to hear from you. Stick and stay.
Unless you believe the Knicks are really going to win it in the US of A.
All right, yeah. So Draymond Green, speaking on his own podcast yesterday, he said he believes Steve Kerr hindered his career and wonders why Kerr didn't run any offensive plays for him during the Kevin Durant era. Here's what he had to say.
As much as he's done for me in basketball, a part of me think he's hindered me in my career and what I could have become. When KD came from 2016 on, I have not had a play in our playbook.
Risk. For more information,
not a single play that we run for me in our playbook. This is 2016. But if you're going to take one gripe and not be able to move past it for all the other things, then you're shallow as a person. That says more about you as a person than it does about Steve or whoever else in that instant. You got to take the good with the bad, man.
Well, gentlemen, thoughts?
Draymond Green is the most ungrateful, egotistical, self-centered, mid player who has excelled being in the right situation and circumstance. And if that's an issue, why don't you talk to Steve Kerr since 2016 about adding a play into the playbook, right? Like, seriously, after the fact where it feels like Steve Kerr is now vulnerable, right? And Steve Kerr feels like he might not be coming back. Now let me put this out here and air out Steve Kerr. You know, I got issues with Steve Kerr, not developing young players or whatever. But do I have issues with Steve Kerr not having a play for Draymond Green? No. Draymond Green is supposed to clean up the garbage, the putbacks, right? And all. That's what he's supposed to do. Run a play. I'll give you an example. And you remember this because you were in Detroit. There were no plays for Ben Wallace when they were winning when they won the championship. And then you know what Larry Brown did to rectify that? If you remember, the first play of every game was a play for Ben to start the game. They gave him the ball, gave him a chance to, and then they went back to business as usual. That was it.
And could be the best player on the floor night in, night out.
Am I right? 100%.
You saw it.
I think it's terribly weak to bring this up now. And if he did bring it up to Steve Kerr, then he aired out his feelings.
Right.
And to do this now on the heels of what we think is going to be is a swan song, right, for Steve Kerr. We keep hearing stuff. He's not happy with the owners and all kinds of stuff and the players and all that. It seemed like it's going to be a split. Because what would be the other thing? The guy won you 4 championships. Where he should have a new contract. Season's over. Here's your contract. Sign it, right? And we're done.
Duh. This is why Draymond is confusing. This is why Draymond comes on podcasts and he says stuff and then he'll have to do what? Apologize.
Right.
And I have a feeling this is going to be one of those moments. I'll tell you why. Draymond Green recently said in his podcast that I get all the time, people come to me and they tell me, my son plays just like you. He's in 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, he plays like you. And he tell him, your son is trash. And he actually called him something else. And he said, your son is trash. And his point was, and I actually got his point. His point was, if your son plays like me and he's in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, well, I'm only playing like this because I had to adjust in the league, find my role, find my footing, and master this role. So if you knew you had to master this role to really have a shot to have a longevity in this league, then why are you now complaining in it? You know what this role did? You know what this system did for Draymond? It got Draymond in the Hall of Fame. Draymond is going to go into the Hall of Fame. And this system, Steve Kerr, the way in which they play, is getting him in there. Draymond, I absolutely agree. He probably could have averaged 18, 20 points with the Washington Wizards and win 22 games a year, Rob. Yeah, you could. You could have played with the Utah Jazz right now, given 22 a game, and never win a game. But the fact that you were the first option in a sense of you brought the ball up, you set the tone for the offense. It was obviously going to go to Steph Curry and then eventually KD as well. But my point was, you led the team in assists. You brought the ball up. That was your contribution to offense, and you were great at it. You've been great at it. And so the idea that I could have got busy, they didn't draw plays, that's because any iteration of the Warriors, he was probably the 5th or 6th best option. Let me ask you something, Rob Parker. Steph Curry or Draymond? KD or Draymond? Klay Thompson or Draymond?
I know you're just not talking about
Jordan offensively. Jordan Poole or Draymond? You want to go Harrison Barnes or Draymond?
Going.
Sean Livingston or Draymond?
Keep going.
David West or Draymond? You can go down the list of Barbosa when he was there. Like, they had so many other guys that were better than him offensively who can get a bucket. Draymond, again, blown layups, no real post game. So like the idea that we missed out on this bag. When? You've had more than ample time to show us this. All right, Fox Sports Radio. It's the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin on a Funky Flashback Friday. We got Ryan Highlands coming up in a couple of minutes, so we'll get to him. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA, now with 10 specializations. No application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu. Check that out. All right, Rob, are the Knicks real? You feeling them? Or still the Celtics maybe? Or maybe this the Cavs for you? Or the Pistons got to win it because they're the number one seed in the East? Does that change anything, the way the Knicks handled the Hawks for you last night? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
All right, let's start with Bill in Virginia. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Bill?
Hey, guys. First time, long time. I love your show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Appreciate it. Yes, we do.
I've been watching the Knicks since Bernard King was running the baseline, and I think they're for real because they finally realized they can't just have Jalen Brunson dribble the ball for 10 seconds. And they're running their offense through Cat, who's moving the offense around, and the ball is just flowing. So I think they're the team to beat right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have to do it for me. I've seen this before. We've seen them play well in stretches, Bill, but we've also seen them also give up leads, blow games, play hero ball. When I know that that's out of their system all the way, then I'll buy into them. Thanks. Appreciate the call. What about Leo in New York? I'm sure he's here to rip me as usual. Leo, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Get him, Leo. Get him, Leo.
You already know. Kelvin, what up, though?
What up, though?
You good?
Yeah, I'm well, Leo. Leo, this is my favorite pastime. Hit him up, Leo. Get him.
Because after we lost game 2, you asked me if I was good. So I just want to ask you if you're good. Because you guys are playing tonight. You're good, right?
Hey, my headphones ain't working no more. I don't hear Leo anymore.
Oh, okay. But Rob, this is my thing with you, Rob. Okay, you want to believe in Boston? Fine. Actually, the Knicks, we can handle prosperity. If you make the Knicks as like the hunted or the front runner, they're not going to handle it well. But when you sit here and say that Boston beat themselves last year, were they standing alone in the gym taking shots? Like, what are we talking about? The same team that you think is going to win the East this year. Last year's team was better than this team. Last year's team didn't have an angel superstar. Last year's team came from the Olympics being disrespected.
Leo, stop it. Leo, they missed 75 out of 100 3-pointers. You think that's normal or that's an average series? They led in every one of those games and gave it up when they stopped stop making threes. Are you kidding?
Nobody cares. They were not standing alone in the court taking shots. Like, they had opponents. So we're not going to make an excuse because they lost.
Tell them, Leo.
I'm taking bets, Rob. Big chicken bets, wings bets.
Wings. When I come to New York in June, you can buy me my wings. Let's make it, Leo.
Okay.
I'm down.
Hey, Rob, you know what he said to you, right?
10 wings.
Leo said 10 wings. Rob, you ain't do that with me, Rob. You try to get 195 wings with me.
Yeah, I want more from you because you know I'm trying to do that. Leo, don't forget, we got 10 wings and a large Diet Coke, and I'm not going to be on fries by then, so no fries. Appreciate
you. You know what he was saying to you. He said it's a short menu, wins and losses. That's what he told you, Rob.
All right, come on. We got 30 seconds. AC in Bangladesh. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Thank you so much for taking my call. How you guys feeling?
What's up, man? We're good. Shout out to Bangladesh in the building.
It's absolutely. Well, here's the thing. This is my first time calling, and if I keep calling the show, I'll be most hated caller to your show. I can promise you this one. And let me tell you something. You guys are talking about the New York Knicks. Sure, we can talk about this topic. When was the last time the Knicks won the NBA championship, 1973? You have something that's not going to work for you. Mike Brown is a cancer, and Mike Brown is going to fail you. I mean, look at the history as a head coach. Didn't he fail? Of course he did. Oklahoma City Thunder, they're going to destroy all the competition, each and every one of them. If the Lakers come out, Rockets come out, so be it. They'll destroy them. So you might say, who's your team, AC? I got paid to be a certified bandwagon.
All right. Hey, AC, we appreciate you. But I'm just, I'm just going to stick with my Knicks. Thanks for the call. We appreciate you.
It.
Yeah.
The Thunder. Listen, the Thunder.
We're not
that's a whole
The
nother
Thunder's
bag
not
right
a
there.
conversation. That's what I was saying. He was getting to the Thunder. We're not.
Yeah, that's a whole nother bag
We're
right
talking about the Knicks and coming off of that win. Everybody proclaiming them. All right, we got a lot to get to.
All right, we do.
Ryan Hollins, right?
So stop talking. Let me get to it. That's right. Steve DeSager right now. Ryan Hollins on the other side of what is trending. Hey, Steve.
Hello. The first of the 3 Game 6s in the NBA's first round of the playoffs underway at Orlando. 1 seed Detroit leads 20-18, under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Magic leading the best-of-7 series 3-2. Starting up in just a few minutes, Cleveland up 3-2 plays at Toronto, and Brandon Ingram of the Raptors is out with a heel injury. The late game in a couple hours will have the Lakers up 3-2 playing at Houston. Rocket star Kevin Durant out again with an ankle injury. Boston hosts a Game 7 on Saturday against Philadelphia. In the NHL playoffs, 3 Game 6s, including scoreless mid-first period. Tampa Bay at Montreal. Canadiens lead 3-2 in that series. Buffalo up 3-2, about to start at Boston. And at 10 p.m. Eastern, Vegas leading 3-2 plays at Utah. The Dallas Cowboys signed first-round safety Caleb Downs from Ohio State. The Eagles signed first-round wide receiver Mekhi Lemon from USC. The Packers signed 6th-round kicker Trey Smack from Florida. The Chiefs officially signed 20 undrafted free agents, including running back E.J. Smith from Texas A&M, son of Emmitt Smith, and wide receiver DK Metcalf of the Steelers will not face charges after last season's incident with a fan in Detroit. Chicago Cubs held on to a 6-1 early lead and won 6-5 over Arizona today. The loss to Zach Gallen, Cubs second baseman Nico Horner left with neck tightness. And Ildemaro Vargas of Arizona went 4 for 4. He's batting over 400 in the early season and now has a 27-game hit streak dating back to last September. On the scoreboard, it is the Rangers up 3-0, top of the third at Detroit, and bases loaded, 1 out for Texas. Still a rain delay at the start. Pittsburgh's going to host the Reds tonight. Brewers out to a 2-0 lead at the Nationals in the top of the third. Orioles, Yankees tied 1-1 going to the bottom of the second inning. Pete Alonso, solo homer. Back to you.
Appreciate it. Odd couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Funky flashback Friday. Whole lot left in the show. By the way, it's time to get your financial portfolio game ready. With Webull, get powerful investing tools and real-time data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com. Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC, FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures. Our man, Ryan Hollins, Houston Rockets color and Fox Sports Radio host, hosting with Mike Harmon Sundays, 9 a.m., the Ryan Hollins on X. Ryan, what up, bro?
What up, what up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Good, man. I'm a little jealous y'all out there hanging out in these streets without me, but whatever. It's all good.
Yeah, we had a little dinner in Houston. It was cool. Good to see Ryan.
Kelvin, you've always been welcome, my brother. You've always been welcome.
I know. Hey, let's get to this. Are the Lakers welcoming the Rockets back into this series? What did you see in Game 5 where the Rockets were able to prevail and push this thing to now Game 6?
Biggest thing Houston did is make their three-point opportunities. You know, they were essentially given dare shots, and those looks have been there. Houston did a much better job of spacing the floor and attacking those double teams. They didn't throw Alfred Şengün off. And then, you know, defensively, they were really, really good. And it seemed like, and these are the same things I've heard you guys speak about all season, Austin Reeves gets back, and then you don't get the same comfort level from Marcus Smart. You don't get the same comfort level from Kennard. And I thought Austin Reeves was really good. And then, you know, he had a couple defensive mistakes at the end of the day that cost his team some buckets. So, you know, it's kind of a give or take there. So make no mistake, I thought he had a great effort, but Houston just knocking down those threes really opened the floor up, and then they were excellent defensively. And you literally got contributions from all 8 players that were playing that night.
How surprised are you, really, considering where this series started, with no KD being injured and all that they have a puncher's chance? They win the night. You know, in a Game 7, you never want to go a Game 7. Anything can happen. How surprised are you that they didn't fold and fought back to get in this?
I think everything that I've kind of leaned on as an analyst, I kind of threw it out the window. I didn't see Luka, Durant, and everybody missing, and then that, you know, Game 3 spirited moment where Bronny ends up having 5 points and LeBron, you know, plays his heart out. But I will say I snapped back into form, Rob, because after that game, there's a moment where LeBron is just laying on the floor with his hands behind his head, and it probably took 20 to 30 seconds for him to get up. I'm 41 years old. I know that look. He was gassed. I said, this brother's not going to have much left. Okay, he gave everything, and I get it. When your son's on the floor, I want to have good minutes so he can stay on the floor. It was a beautiful moment in history. What that did is it opened the door for the Houston Rockets because, obviously, the first thing that goes with age is your legs. LeBron goes 0 for 5, 0 for 6 from 3 the other game. And don't get me wrong, let's not get content and happy because these guys have the experience in these situations. But as the series went on, nothing about it surprised me that Houston won the last 2 games because they honestly had the third. And it's just a matter of not shooting themselves in their own foot, and stepping up and making the right plays. And then just kind of getting confident in these situations. Hey, knowing that you're good enough. And Ime did a great job. The guys watched film. And I think one thing that he did that stood out, he's focused on, hey, yes, we lost, but as a group, there were a lot of positives to take care of. And you saw the group grow on the positive things that they had already done.
Ryan Hollins, our guest, on with the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. Rob and Kelvin, let me ask you, it seems like Ime doesn't know what to do with Reed Shepherd. Now, he made a couple of huge plays last game towards the end of the game. But what's the deal with him? Because they use Amin Thompson as a point guard, and I love him. I think he has potential to be special in this league. But he ain't a point guard, Ryan. You know that.
Listen, man, this group is trying their best without Fred VanVleet. The lead point guard and with experience, a world champ, has been in street clothes all season. So you have a group that's trying to do their best. And the tough thing is, it's not that he doesn't know what to do with Reed. If Reed's not putting forth the effort defensively or guys are just going through him, there are games that, you can look up and, you've essentially lost behind it. But, hey, he did a heck of a job in the last game, keeping his man in front, being physical, and he was really good. And it's tough because the things that he brings to the table, he can help you as much as he can hurt you in those situations. So I don't think there's anything easy, and Reed knows that he has to grow. And here's my thing that I'm going to say to everybody when it comes to Ime. Don't love it when the team is winning and say, man, he holds the guys accountable, he's great. And then the team has some struggles, some injuries, and you're like, he's too harsh on them. No. Keep that same energy when he was well. And hats off and kudos to Ime for being consistent and holding guys accountable. And that's why they've gotten better instead of just being content and, not playing their best basketball and saying, hey, man, you guys got to grow up and play well. And those are the same messages he gives them.
I can't see a scenario where this is a great season for the Rockets unless they win the NBA championship. And I say that because when they got KD, people were like, oh, with that young group, they got a good coach. Like, they were high expectations for this group. And obviously they're fighting here. They could get out of the first round. That would be incredible to come back. But what are the expectations after that? Is it just getting out of the first round? Would that be an accomplishment because of not having a point guard all year? Or would that be a bummer that that's all they could get together with, a year with getting Kevin Durant?
Well, for one, Rob, you make history. That group does that. There's nothing that you can ever take away from them. Let's make that clear cut.
Would it be history on their side, or would it be a massive choke for LBron and the Lakers?
It would be history on Houston's side. Everything can't just slam LeBron. Even though
he was going to say that.
You're going to have folks slam LeBron. No, it's true. He said, no, Rob, he's telling the truth. There's a little bit of truth in every lie. He's telling the truth. It'll be more about LeBron and the people.
It would be. It would be about LeBron.
This is what I say, Rob, and this is what I say, Kelvin. When people like Kevin Durant and LeBron James, you can put them in the same breath with this. Whatever happens, they still going to like them afterwards. If you don't like them, it's more of a reason to not like them. You're not going to sway somebody's perspective in those situations. But in that be saying, it'll be huge. And then I think, obviously, if you can get to the point where KD can come back, it's a plug and play. And then you see guys that have gotten better and understand it was the second youngest starting lineup in the history, in NBA playoff history, that the Houston Rockets have been rolling out there. So the future is bright. And listen, as an analyst, I pulled my hair out. We're seeing these guys get better right in front of our face. So, as far as Houston goes, let's say they do make it past the Lakers, none of that's a wash, man. All of that comes with respect, and you have to understand what these guys are playing against and how much better that they're getting, and especially with Fred VanVleet out. And I think the worst thing about all this criticism of the Houston Rockets is because nobody thinks Fred VanVleet's worth a darn. That's the most amazing thing. Nobody understands how important he was to this ball club. It is never brought up with all these so-called analysts that are throwing out all these takes. Fred VanVleet missing is everything. for the team. But sorry, that might not be the sexiest or spiciest take that, these guys want to come out and give. And I'm not going to say no names.
Any analysts you want to name by
yeah, because we've been saying, we mentioned Fred VanVleet all year.
Yes, all right.
I know. I'm not talking to you guys. You guys, listen, Rob just plays the silly role. Rob is very well, he's very defined. And, he's a master of his words. I try to learn from him. He's my mentor. But, no, I'm not going to say no names. But, you see these takes flying around, I'm like, wow, how did they find that out without us? Interesting.
Yeah.
All good. All right, my man.
Well, we appreciate, man. Have some fun out there calling the game. Hopefully it's a good one either way. Ryan Hollins, again, get out of the Ryan Hollins on X. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Rhymes with Bentrick Perkins.
Oh, all right, come on now. I don't want to have to, I'll get you
too.
with a 50-piece and some lemon pepper.
I love him too, man. And I'm going to text him and tell him that too.
All right, buddy.
Come on, Ryan. He going to text you. Yeah, he going to try to get at you. Appreciate it, man.
All right, guys.
Is Ryan the biggest human being you've ever been around? Rob, he is a massive, you're a taller guy.
I'm 6'4", which is tall by most standards.
Yeah.
And
he is
matter of fact,
massive.
when we took a picture at the restaurant on Saturday, I said to Ryan, "Stay seated," and me and the other guy, me and the other buddy.
Imagine me.
Yeah, we stood, next to his chair while he's sitting down. So
yeah.
Shout out to great
Ryan.
picture.
Appreciate
Frank, me, and
you put it up online, or you just got it?
Yeah, it's up there. I think we did put it up there. Yep. All right.
Okay. All right, Shekel City on the way. Tire-Rack play of the day, plus getting you an update on this game. The Pistons in Orlando. We'll get you an update in a moment on that. It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday, Fox Sports Radio.
But last night, in a shocker, the Lakers have a chance to close it out. They don't get it done. Is it time to panic? What'd you take away from that?
I'm going to say no for a couple of reasons. One, just history. No team has come back for 3-0. Obviously, somebody's going to be the first one, right? That just life in sports, whatever. It happens at some point. I mean, how many times the last year or so, no team ever came down back when they were down 10 points with 2 minutes, like the Knicks and all that, it happens.
No team ever came back in baseball down 0-3 until the Red Sox did it to the Yankees.
Yeah. So my point is it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
But I don't think it's this series. And it's less about the Lakers, actually, for me, Rob, and it's more about the Rockets. When I watch the Rockets play, I don't like what I see in crunch time for them, crucial moments. I think when I watch them, especially if the game's going to be within a 4-point range in the last 2-3 minutes, I just don't, and especially without Kevin Durant, I don't feel like they have a game plan. I watch them, and I watch their coach, Ime Udoka, and I watch what he was drawing up, and it's literally just everybody spread out, and we hope Amin Thompson can get past Austin Reeves. Like, that was the play. And Amin Thompson is not a guy who's going to create for other people, who's going to make the heady decision. He's a really good player, and I'd love him on my team any day, but he's not that kind of guy. So for me, it's a lot less about the Lakers and a lot more about what I see from the Rockets. Also, Austin Reeves' first game back, he goes 4-16. I don't see that happening for 2 more games. I see him getting back to being the efficient Austin Reeves that he normally is as well. And so I'm banking on that to be the case as well. And lastly, what do we know? Same thing we talk about with the Pistons. We talk about some of these other teams as well. Turnovers. Lakers turn the ball over a lot, specifically even LeBron with a few turnovers that kind of had you scratching your head early on. So the turnovers shot them in the foot as well. So I expect Houston to 1,000% put up a fight. They got a bunch of young horses who are not just going to give in or cave in, but I don't think they have 2 more games in them, especially coming back to LA if it were to come back for Game 7. And again, a healthier Austin Reeves who gets more, get his footing back, get some time, get his win back. I expect him to play better. And so I just don't see it happening now. So I wouldn't say panic. And that's the benefit any team would have being up 3-0. You afforded yourself the opportunity. You don't have to panic. All the pressure was on Houston. They didn't want to go out like that. I don't expect them to win 2 more. That's saying a whole lot. But Austin Reeves has to play better. He knows that. They can't turn the ball over like that as well. And I expect someone else to come back, a Luke Kennard, one of the guys off the bench to have a better game than I saw from them last night. You panicking? Or I know you're not panicking as if you're
No, I'm not panicking.
What you doing?
I'm not panicking at all, but what I am doing
What's that?
Is I'm wishing and hoping.
Okay. And praying, right?
No. Yeah, is that a part of
I think it's wishing and hoping and praying.
Here we go.
This is Dionne Warwick, right?
No.
No? Did she do a version?
Wishing and hoping.
And praying. Thinking. And praying. Planning. She was on top of it.
We hope that the Lakers choke, and this would be a fitting ending to LeBron's career in Tinseltown. Is hoping and
yeah, I like that one. And you know what was good about that?
I'm hoping, wishing, thinking, and praying.
You almost got Monty excited in here. She thought we brought a bunch of dogs in here. She's like, oh, my gosh, the whole pound is here.
Who needs to go see the new Michael Jackson movie?
I know,
we just have this.
Settle down. Don't get them going.
Here we go.
That one was one of your better ones off the freestyle.
That was freestyle. Come on,
I'm going to give you that.
Wishing, hoping,
I'm not going to lie, Alex. I think that was better than his pre-taped ones.
You better relax.
That's right.
That are done without you.
Okay.
Did I mention that? We get to that part.
All right, but I'm just saying.
Looking a little too brown, Kay.
What a fitting ending to LeBron's career in Los Angeles would be a massive choke job. Who's hoping, wishing, thinking, and praying for the Lakers to choke, for LeBron to wilt as the longer the series goes, right, as a 45-8-year-old man?
Laker.
How in the world it would be the greatest finish for LeBron's career? It would just cap it all. He has a questionable Mickey Mouse championship that came through here. And then to be a part of a first ever 3-0 choke job in the NBA would just be fitting. Remember, his first year in LA, they didn't even make the playoffs, if you remember that. No playoffs in the first year. He won a bubble championship, nothing else. He got knocked out in the first round with Luka when everybody in the NBA America picked him. And then for this to happen, are you with me?
It is Fox Sports Radio. We are the Odd Couple. Shout out to Ryan Hollins, just joined us as always. Great to chop it up with Big Fella. We got Shay. We'll get that up on the podcast in a little bit. Still got a lot going on. We got to talk about Terry Rozier and what's happening with him. Plus, of course, the Nuggets lose. What are our reactions to that? We'll give you that as well. Last hour, we'll have Mark Funky Medina join us as we get ready again for the Lakers and the Rockets matchup happening a little bit later on this evening.
You see what's going on in Orlando, right?
Last I checked, it was a 3-point. What is it now? 10 now. Whoa.
38-28 Orlando.
28-31 2 minutes ago, Rob. I took 2 seconds to get some water. My goodness.
I don't know what's going on. You know, like I told you before, Cade will show up and be there, but will any of his teammates? And that's my biggest issue with that team.
And I
don't even know what the numbers are yet. You know what I mean? So
we'll get to that in just a bit. Yeah, it's another something they may have to work, depending on how the series ends this summer. All right, let's get into it. It's time for Shekel City.
All right, a rare bad night. 0 for 2 last night.
Okay.
You know, ain't too many of those.
I know that one.
Well, I also had the Celtics -6.5. I had both of those. Still 122 and 91. That's my number. Still great, right? 122 and 91, my total. Best bet, I'm taking the Rockets -3.5, hosting the Lakers. I got the Dodgers -1.5 runs. They're in St. Louis taking on the Cardinals.
Okay.
And the Mets are in Los Angeles, or in Anaheim, I should say, taking on the Angels. I got the Mets, who have lost 17 out of 20. I'm going to take the Mets minus 1.5 against the Angels. So, again,
all right.
Dodgers minus 1.5, Mets minus 1.5, and the Rockets minus 3.5. And remember, Kelvin.
What's that?
I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I bet on.
All right. There you have it. See if you can get back on the winning track. You've been doing that all year. So let's get to right now your tire rack play of the day.
Jalen trying to play with pace. Flips it ahead to AB. Yes. Got to the rack. Got it up and in and one.
All right. That was that Jalen Brunson? Anthony Black, that was your tire rack play of the day. Anthony Black getting a bucket there. That is the Pistons Radio Network. And by the way, Tire Rack, of course, for over 40 years, they have been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com. It is the way tire buying should be. And still, as I see it, 38-28 in this game. Magic up 10 on the Pistons. About 7 minutes, a little over 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Yeah, it's going to be a big offseason. And I would even add, Rob, win, lose, or draw. If the Pistons somehow come back, boom, force a Game 7, let's just say they win it. And let's say they lose next round to the Cavs or the Raptors, whatever it is, because I don't expect them to go to the finals. It's going to be a big summer for them because they're going to have decisions to make on, is this just it's the learning curve for our young guys, we still believe in them? Is it we're glad we've got these young pieces that are tradable? You know, Asur Thompson could be one of them. Hollins off the bench could be one of them. You know, they got these nice pieces that you could say, you know, Jalen Duren, do you sign him?
I would not. Are you kidding? I couldn't do it coming off of this. I'm not saying that I don't want him, but like a max deal, I couldn't.
Oh well, that's the part that is going to be interesting. We talked about this earlier.
He had a great year. I mean,
yeah. Does he bite the bullet? I don't even have numbers of what it could be, but
his agent is not going to allow him to take some hometown discount. I'm telling you.
All right. Well, I don't disagree with the agent end of it.
Like it's just it doesn't make sense for him. He just had his regular season was. You could just say that was an anomaly. I had a bad playoff series, but I balled out during the year. I'm that player. I did that 82 times.
So wait, if you're the Pistons, if you say that, if you're him, I get it. Why wouldn't the Pistons say that? Maybe the Pistons believe it too.
It's a harder pill to swallow coming off of that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying from his standpoint, but from the Pistons, from fans. Because you go, oh, my God, when we really needed him, we had this team. We were the number one seed. Do you know what I mean? And all this. And he was a no-show. He couldn't even average double figures. Like it's just a feeling. It has nothing to do with what he was able to do during the year. Do you know what I mean? Like, timing is everything. If he was coming off and had a great series and they rolled and won the series against Orlando, you know what I mean? People have a different feeling. It's just that.
It is going to be interesting because he's homegrown. They drafted him. They've developed him. And to your point, 20-10 this year, All-Star. It'll be interesting. Do the Pistons just say, hey, we altogether just weren't ready for the Magic. That's not a normal 8 seed. You know, it wasn't just on Jalen. We believe in him. And they do offer him the max. Because one thing we've seen, you've been covering this league for years. I've been watching it for years. People get money that we all kind of go, huh? You know, or he's good, but I didn't think he was all that good.
I'm just saying, it's scary. It really is.
And it is because you want to go get what you need, some better shooting, and a guy who can just say, Cade, I can create. I can set tempo. I can get in and pay. That's why Cade turns the ball over so much. It all is relying upon him to create the entire offense. And right now, they're getting smacked up.
It's 47-32.
15-point game with 5 left in the second quarter. Can they make a comeback? We'll see.
We are Buckmore.
The Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong.
You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice.
And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King.
The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun.
I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
In the NBA playoffs, 3 Game 6s tonight, and the 1 seed from the East, Detroit, is trailing tonight at Orlando 54-38 with about 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. The Magic shooting 57% from the floor and up 3 games to 2 in the series. Cleveland leads 3 games to 2 in its first rounder and leads at Toronto tonight 26-22 late first quarter. Cavs shooting 9 for 12 from the floor so far. Later tonight, Lakers up 3 games to 2 are at Houston. Kevin Kevin Durant of the Rockets out again with an ankle injury. Among the 3 Game 6s in the NHL, Sabres out to a 1-0 lead mid-first period at Boston. Tampa Bay scoreless at Montreal, end of one. To baseball, the Rangers lead at Detroit 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still a rain delay at the start for Reds at Pirates. Yankees at home lead the Orioles 5-1, bottom of the 3rd. Cubs beat Arizona 6-5 today.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin
2
Washington.
On a funky Flashback Friday, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, and for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tire for how, what, and where they drive. That's right, ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. They come to you with the tires and put them on no matter your work or whatever. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. And again, don't forget about our YouTube channel and just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube and make sure you subscribe. It's so easy. You could also hit that thumbs up icon, also comment away. Again, just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. So we got a lot to get to here in hour number 2. Did you look at the box score or anything with the Pistons? And has anybody else showed up? Is Cade playing poorly or something? What's going on? Did you look?
Yeah, I did. Let's see if the updated one. They're down 16, 54-38 with 2:30 left. And I'll get you your answer right now.
Cade is 3-8 from field goal.
Yeah, Cade is 3-8, which would be fine under some circumstances. But as we talk about, it ain't fine with this team because he has to do so much. And really, it's just nobody. I mean, Jalen Duren, he's got you 6, but you got 10 from Tobias Harris. So it's one of those games where somebody else, you'd love for them to step up and have, maybe Jalen Duren has a 15-10 first half where you're like, all right, there you go. Asura Thompson, you know how much he is great defensively, but it gives you nothing offensively. Don't even look at the rim. So that's the issue. And if you go to the other side,
they're shooting the lights out, right?
Yeah, Paulo Banchero's doing what he's supposed to do, 14. You got 14 from Jalen Suggs, who's kind of been that big-time X factor for them.
That's a nice tandem, 14 each.
Yeah, and then 10 from Jamal Cain, who is a pleasant surprise for them. That's the guy that dunked on Duren.
That was nasty.
He's not a big piece of what they do, but I think they found something in him. Since the Franz Wagner went down, and I think they're happy with that. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that.
One last thing I wanted to mention: the Magic are 44% from 3. Also,
wow.
Yeah,
but you know what? In Detroit, didn't they shoot 45%?
Yeah. So they're shooting.
Paulo went crazy.
Kelvin, I think they shot 45% in that game that they lost at.
If you're the Pistons, it's one of those things we talked about. What game was it? I think. Oh, when you were talking about the last game with the Magic, if the Pistons somehow can go in there and just be down 12, 10, 12, you say, all right, you at least withstood a brutal, great first half from the Magic. But if it's anywhere where it is now, currently at 18, if it's 15
it's 18?
and up. Yeah, it's 38-56. If it's
right
15 and up, they just don't have enough punch.
There's
you know
no
what I mean?
right. Where are you going to get that from? Right, where are you going to get that from?
So they got to
go crazy, and you still won't get there.
Agreed. So they got to get this thing, like I said, 12ish and below. Where you withstood them shooting great from 3. Paulo played well. If it's anything past that, I just don't think they have enough offensive power, and it's now 20 points. So
wow,
it's looking like a wrap. Will it be a Knicks route?
It won't be a Knicks route, but it's
no. I'm just talking.
Young team on the road. I told you the thing that I got out of the game the other night was that they fought when there was a couple opportunities they could have rolled over. You remember I said the Magic, they could have said we're going home. They're up. They looked like they were going to break the game open, and they didn't do it. And they fought back. And so
you can't have. Yeah, I mean they just scored. I mean, Desmond Bane is up to 10. He hit a couple threes just since we've been talking.
Right.
You got 12. So their entire starting lineup, Rob, listen to this, and we'll move on. 10, 18, 12, 10, 14, and 12. And 12 off the bench, mind you, from Anthony Black.
And, of course, my Pistons friends who are texting me now saying...
Oh, my bad. I was looking at something else. My bad. I was looking at I read that wrong. But go ahead. Okay. What are they saying?
Of course, they said Pistons are about to be the Atlanta Hawks 2.0.
Yeah, well, I told you. It won't be that bad, but it just keeps going up, Rob. It's 21 now. So, yeah, the Pistons just... And that's the point. Even if I told you, if they were to win this series, they have to address... Cade is not allowed to ever be normal. And that's not fair, right? If you're Luka, you can go, all right, well, at least LeBron did this or Austin Reeves did this. Or if you're, some other people, it's like Cade has to do it all. And they got to address that. So, all right, let's get past it, though.
All right. So the Nuggets got knocked out last night.
They did. The Nuggets got knocked out. And that's the crazy part about it. It's one thing to lose if I told you Anthony Edwards, DiVincenzo was there, Dimansu was there. They didn't have their best player by far. They're probably one of the best role players in DiVincenzo. And then all of a sudden some found offense a few weeks ago, and he's out. So you kind of look at this and say, what a break this was supposed to be for arguably the best player in the league.
Still got to play.
And you still got to play. And what I loved about this game was that Jaden McDaniels said what he said, and he walked it like he talked it, to the tune of 32-10. He played so well throughout this whole series, and he never backed down. And you saw Joker and him get into it, and Joker get into it, another guy last night. And it was amazing to see this team lose Anthony Edwards. You would think the soul would be sucked out of them. And then also DiVincenzo goes down, torn Achilles, and you say, oh, man, at least we fought. At least we showed up. At least we tried. They said ain't no participation trophies. There's no blue ribbons. And they fought, and they were able to pull this thing down. Not even in a Game 7, Rob. And I'm going to just say it, I'm highly disappointed in what I saw from the Nuggets, and more specifically from Jokic, let alone Jamal Murray, but Joker. Because typically great players play better in the playoffs. If you look at their career averages, and we're talking about the greats, they go up. This is why we're disappointed oftentimes in a guy like a James Harden. Because you say, man, look at those numbers. Look how great you are. Why do you play at a lower level when it's postseason? And Joker typically has been right around or even a little bit better. But when he plays the Timberwolves, there's Rudy Gobert, Naz Reid, Julius Randle, McDaniels. They have the capacity to throw so many different guys at him, so many different looks, and it disrupts him. And he performed poorly, shot 40%, and I think 4 of the games. I told you he is 2 for 14 or a stretch of those games in the fourth quarter. And this was the number one offense in the league. And they were able to rattle him. And I was just walked away from that saying there's absolutely no way that the best player in the league, 3-time MVP, could have had more, is going to find a way to lose to a team that doesn't have their best player in Anthony Edwards and one of their better players in DiVincenzo and one of their great finds in Ayo Dimansu. And I could not express to you how I walked away from that game so confused, so disappointed in Joker, because when you're at that level he's at, the expectation is that's light work now. Would have been a battle with Anthony Edwards. You'd be okay with that. Even if they lost, you say, hey, it's a good team. Without him, there's no way you're supposed to lose that, and let alone you don't get to a Game 7. So I walked away very disappointed in him, and it's something that they're going to have to address because now, to me, Aaron Gordon is hurt. He's starting to become hurt often. Jamal Murray comes up short at times, unless it's the Lakers. And I think this iteration of the Nuggets had their run, had their chance. The current NBA, Rob, does not allow for teams to win championships. If you go post-KD, you got the Warriors 1-1, Milwaukee 1-1, Nuggets 1-1, Boston 1-1, Thunder 1-1. Will it be 2? And it just seems like now they're going to have to retool because the Jamal Murray and Joker, they had a good run. They made it to the finals. They won Western Conference Finals before. But I haven't gotten enough out of them for me to say keep them. At least with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they stayed in the Eastern Conference Finals. They had went to a finals.
But they still won the
Warriors.
same amount. I mean, I hear your point.
But I'm saying where I see our where we've gotten. I don't see that with the Nuggets. I don't see them perennially in the finals or Western Conference Finals. And they had a good run, and that's okay. And
but they also won a championship, right, without another all-star player, which was incredible when you think about it. I mean, they got there. Obviously, if you're a Nuggets fan, you got to be madly disappointed. I mean, just awful in that situation. I agree with you.
You can't lose that.
Because of what the other team doesn't have. So you're disappointed in that. Last year you felt pretty good because you took the Thunder 7 games, right? You lost in 7 games, and you felt like the team, I thought, got better. And I get it, injuries and all that. The Joker didn't play up to his standards, no doubt about it. And it's going to happen. They have to upgrade the roster. They have to add, to me, you need to try to get him another kind of quote-unquote star player. I really believe that. Jamal Murray is very good, but there's more misses than hits when it comes to Jamal Murray. And a lot of nights he just doesn't play well. And it can't be just on one guy. Even Shaq and Kobe, do you know what I mean? You got to have another guy. You're seeing it with Cade, as much as they won during the regular season, right? Dude, Cade had 45 the other night. They barely won at home. It's hard. It's really hard when you don't have that other consistent guy who's a real threat. And I think that's where the Nuggets are. You have a great player. So now what you need to do is you need to add someone else to the mix on that team.
What you don't want from them, whatever they decide to do, is for them to be a slightly better version of the Milwaukee Bucks, Rob, where they don't. Because the Thunder don't look like they're going anywhere. The Spurs, we'll see. I don't want to proclaim they ain't going anywhere, but it doesn't look like because Wemby's not leaving. And obviously, you got Minnesota, you got the Lakers, you got some teams around there, Houston, Phoenix. And if you're the Nuggets, you don't want to become where we're just a first-round exit, maybe a second round, and we don't go any further. And the expectations for me, for a guy who has 3 MVPs, if you look at the league historically, those types of guys, Rob, and you know it, they have multiple. When you're talking about
but you have to have, as always, you have to have other players as well.
I don't disagree with that.
I agree. I just can't. It's hard for me to just look and just say it's just the Joker or it's just.
It's not just the Joker.
Or Milwaukee. Like it's incredible that those franchises even won championships. I'm serious. Denver never won, not in the NBA, right? They won in the ABA, I think. They never won in the NBA. And they had some great players who played in Denver, but they were never able to get there. So I'm with you. You don't want to waste a player of his caliber. So they got to upgrade the roster.
Which is why, to me, this is his post. This is his Kobe post Shaq. Go get you a pal. It's time to move. Shaq's gone. You try to go. It's the new iteration now. Now it's Kobe, Powell, Lamar, Bynum. To me, it's that. You got to find you a new iteration because just rolling this team back out to me, I don't think that team can beat Denver. I don't think this team can beat Minnesota healthy. They ain't beat them hurt. And I don't think this team it can beat the Spurs. So I think, to me, you have to look at this as the second half of like when Kobe had Shaq and they were winning and okay, great. And now they got to go find a new iteration, to me, new team. Aaron Gordon's often hurt. Jamal Murray's either hurt or just not. He's just, like you mentioned, he's not showing up when you need him at times, especially, again, he
you
shows
just
up.
Mentioned it. Remember with Kobe and those bad years and those teams that they had, and it wasn't until they went and got Powell they weren't
That's
able
what I'm
to
saying.
win.
They got to find their Powell, and they find that pairing that works with Joker. And he's got to also get better, to me. This is my last point. He's got to get better when teams have roughed him up. And he doesn't get it often during the 82 regular season, right?
They call a game differently, which is something that I don't think is cool or real because it should be the same all the time. You shouldn't be allowed.
It doesn't bother me because we call it playoff basketball. It has a name. It's playoff basketball.
No, but then they don't. Then they allow Shea. They allow Shea to get his calls. You know what I mean? They didn't let Harden get his calls. I'm just saying, you got to be consistent to me. I understand being a little more physical, but not to the extreme where they are, where guys are getting knocked around and stuff that they never even see during the regular season.
I need more from Joker. He ain't never going to be Hakeem defensively or David Robinson or Tim Duncan or, any of those guys, Ben Wallace defensively. But I need more of an effort there. And absolutely my last point again is I need him he's got to find a way to win these games, Rob. He never went over 20-something points. That's so unlike him. He never went over 20-something points. He shot 27% once, 40%, 36%. He can't have games like that as the best player, the leader of that team, especially against an injured team. So he's got to get some of this smoke for letting that team down. And then they got to regroup this summer and figure out if they're really trying to be just, hey, we're good, we'll win 50-something games, or if they're trying to be championship contenders and not waste them. They're going to have to make some improvements because that ain't going to cut it.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. Where are you on Denver? What needs to happen? What kind of changes need to happen? Are you moving the Joker? I don't think you're moving the Joker, but he has to get some help around him. What would you do? Jamal Murray, has he run his course? How do you fix the Denver Nuggets? 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay
America.
Yeah, LeBron did a 8-city year-long interview with Dave McMenamin of ESPN.
Oh, what a shocker.
Yeah, talking about
I know, right?
I literally sent myself like a page of notes from this interview of stuff that we could get to today. But the highlight is Dave asking him about the comparisons between him and Michael, and I'll read these to you here. Dave asks, in your most honest, laid-bare basketball opinion, what did Michael do better than you, and what do you do better than him? To which LeBron says, oh my God, don't get me started on that. Not asking who's greater, just the aspects of your games. LeBron says, there are a lot of things that MJ did better than I do, and I think there are some things that I do better than him. That's just how the game goes. There's a lot of things that I can say in particular. You already know how this conversation is going to be misinterpreted by people, man. He goes on and goes, I think I'm 101. I think the way I play the game, I'm a 101 player, and MJ as well, an unbelievable basketball player. Dave asks him, has it been a burden as an adult? The ambition, because now everybody brings it up. You can't escape the comparison. To which LeBron says, no, I think it's a very tiring conversation. It's barbershop talk.
All right. Kelvin, is this on?
It's on.
What's today's date? What's today?
April 27th?
April 29th.
Well, I'm behind the days.
It's April 29th,
Okay.
and LeBron James has officially conceded in the GOAT conversation.
Okay.
He can no longer, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you can't cut the mustard, don't eat the Frank. That's where we are with LeBron James.
Okay.
Because now he's trying to poo-poo the whole idea of a GOAT conversation. Oh, that's barbershop. You can't really win. And we're both great. And whenever there's a conversation, people basically dump on me. It was in the barbershop that you do that ill-fated television show, The Shop, where you sat there and you told everybody in NBA America that after you came back from a 3-1 deficit against the Warriors that you knew you were the GOAT then. Now you're saying there's no real way or path or conversation to being the GOAT. You say that because you know deep down in your heart, no matter how long you play, no matter how many stats you compile, no matter how many of your kids play in the league, people will never look at you as being the greatest of all time. And not just writers and broadcasters. Your own peers and players who you've played with, players from the past who have watched, who all say, if I'm picking a guy who's the greatest, it's going to be Michael Jordan. Yes, You even have your fans in the barbershop who are touting your stats, telling you how great you were and that you were the GOAT, wearing Jordans while they're doing it. They're not wearing your hard sneakers that nobody can play ball in or walk around in. Finally, you came clean, LeBron James, and I'm thankful. You realize that despite you self-proclaiming yourself the GOAT, that it's not going to work out for you. Having your son in the league, playing with him, going to all these NBA finals, but being the finals failure of all time, losing more finals than any other regular season MVP in the history of the NBA, and all these numbers that you compiled up, they don't make you the GOAT. Longevity and compiling stats don't make you the GOAT. And he finally, Kelvin, he's come clean and realizes that he's not the GOAT, he can't become the GOAT, and he never was the GOAT.
Where do you have him ranked?
Second.
All right. That's all I wanted to hear.
I'm not some crazy.
No. The only reason why I say that is because I think that's the context to where I feel a little differently than you. I think LeBron realized quite a bit ago he wasn't the GOAT. And I think
when was he in the barbershop?
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't believe quite a bit of what he says because I think LeBron is fighting against LeBron. I think LeBron knows he wasn't going to be able to go. He might internally feel it, meaning like, hey, I just feel like they're the best. Like Kobe might have felt like he was the best. Like Jordan might feel like they're the best internally. But I think LeBron knew for the collective, he was not going to be that after he lost to the Mavericks because he had that thing where everyone could say, you let J.J. Barrera stop you. You let the Maverick team stop you. You didn't. You got the whole super team and you failed. And, of course, Jordan was 6-0. So I think he knew for a fact, which is why I've always believed he's trying to blaze his own trail. Start to do things differently. All right, now I got the scoring title. I play with my son. I switch conferences. I got a title at the Cavs. I got a title with the Heat, couple, and I got a title with the Lakers. I've gone from conference to conference. I've gone from team to team. And so I think LeBron, to me, where he started to try to build a new case was in the other things. Fox Sports Radio. Hey, I want to be your lover. Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. Miss Mary Mack on the ones and twos. We got some new charges coming for an NBA player. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. And by the way, you hit 40, energy drops, weight sticks. Yeah, you're doing the same work. That is not discipline. It's actually biology. And it doesn't mean you have to accept it. Go to mdriveformen.com. mDrive for men who show up. Actually got to make me a little smoothie here at one of our breaks, Rob. My little mDrive. All right, let's get to it. I'm disappointed. I put a lot of the yoke of that loss on Joker. Expected more from him. What do they do moving forward? 877-99 on Fox. Nuggets losing to the Timberwolves. That's greatly injured Timberwolves at that. Only had 8 players play. 877-99 on Fox. Let's take some calls, Rob. Who we got?
Let's kick it off with Mike in South Dakota. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing great on this funky Flashback Friday here on the Odd Couple.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking my call. I'm a big Nuggets fan. It was very disappointing to watch. The Nuggets, I think they were missing their defenders, like Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon. Those guys are out. And Murray was just getting hunted, and if he scores 40 points, it's okay. But if he's guarding McDaniels, he scores 32 points. Like, he's just a defensive liability. Unless, like, if he's not making shots, like, they got to find someone that can stop the ball without Watson and Gordon and those guys. I mean, Shannon was just going right to the basket past people yesterday. It's like,
that was a great. Where'd he come from? My goodness.
No, you're right, Mike. It was bad. It was like a leaky water faucet that they couldn't cut off. They just couldn't cut it off.
You know what's funny, Rob? To your point, he looked like Luka last year with the Wolves. Remember, they were shooting.
They were just going right at him. Oh, absolutely.
They were hunting Murray, whether it was
thanks, Mike.
Handful of different players. Guys. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yep. How about DR in Texas? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, DR? How are you?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We got you.
Okay, yeah, this is Dion in Texas.
We appreciate it. Thanks.
What up, D?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, well, I want to see more from Jokic, and you're considered the best player in the world, and we always expect the best player in the world to get out the first round. And that team's been together for a while. And one thing, Rob, you was talking about Coach McDaniel, you were the Miami head coach. You said, I don't like when they fire him during the season because you hired an interim coach and then nothing changes. Well, that's kind of what happened. They fired Coach Malone right before the playoffs last year, and nothing changed. It's still the same strategy. They still got the same problems that they had last year, even brought back some old players. Nothing's changed. But until, hey, Shea, you are the best player in the world because you're getting out the first round. You're going back to the finals. Until Shea, somebody knock him off the phone.
If they get knocked out in the next round, he's still the best player in the world? I'm just asking you.
Shea,
I'm asking
then
you.
it's up for discussion. It's up for discussion. But right now, that's how we always have done it.
No, that's fair. I just want to make sure that we're consistent, because if he gets knocked out, there's no way anybody's going to say he's the best player in the world. It's just not. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, who's it going to fall to? Wemby?
It could be. If Wemby goes to the Western Conference Finals, it could be. I don't know. Eric, in Denver, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Eric? Is it snowing there or not?
No, brother. We're a little cold, but it's doing all right.
Okay. I'm just saying, checking. You always got to check in Denver. You never know when it's snowing.
Oh, that's facts. Out the blue,
that
too.
The dang truth, man.
Yes.
Ain't that the dang truth? Hey, but no, all I'm saying is the Nuggets should be ashamed of themselves. Nikola Jokic should be ashamed of himself. Defensively, they got called out by McDaniels, and they did not answer the call. It's absolutely ridiculous to come out and just let them beat you in a game, in an elimination game where they don't even have their number one option.
Right.
And you just look the way you looked. It's absolutely ridiculous. The Nuggets should be ashamed of themselves. Jamal Murray needs to find some consistency.
I think he's done there. I think he's done there.
He needs to be gone. At this point, we've seen what we've seen.
Yep.
We appreciate the playoff performance.
And he's made some big buckets for them. You know that.
Sure.
You know he really has.
1,000%.
Yep.
But I would appreciate some consistency more than a big game here and a big game there. Aaron Gordon, I think, is really the piece that could really make this team. I think if they get a good point guard, they could really do some work with Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic, just the way that their games complement each other, and obviously Christian Brown, doing what he does. But the Nuggets should really be ashamed of themselves because defensively they got called out. They didn't answer the call. They let a grown man say that none of them could play defense, and none of them answered that call. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's the crazy part. I mean, he genuinely walked it like he could talk it. It was impressive to see him do that, man, because, typically people say something, and he's not even a star player, but to come out and be the best player, including Joker, last night, Jaden McDaniels was the best player on the court, including everyone. And that was amazing to see. I like his game. I like his mindset. He's so good defensively, and he's only getting better. He's going to be a nice addition. Every team needs a him on their team for sure.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
More? All right. Appreciate the call. All right. Terry Rozier facing new charges. We'll tell you what they are on the other side. Right now, Steve DeSager getting you updated. Hey, Steve.
Hey there, we'll get to the hoops in a moment, but starting pitcher for the Brewers, Jacob Misiorowski, was throwing a no-hitter in the bottom of the sixth and has just come out due to injury. He had 8 strikeouts and 2 walks. They're up 4-0 in D.C. against the Nationals. 85 pitches thrown. He motioned for the trainer to come out. No word on what it was. He just walked off. But Misiorowski in this game threw over 40 different pitches at 100 miles an hour. His slowest fastball was about 99. He had one fastball at 103 in the first inning. Again, leaves with a no-hitter in the sixth in D.C. Now to the NBA playoff games. 3 Game 6s, including 1 seed in the East, Detroit, down at half 60-38. Well, right now at Orlando, it's 62-45 for the Magic early in the third. Orlando shooting 53% from the floor. At Toronto, the Raptors are shooting 55%, and they are leading this game against the Cleveland Cavaliers 45-38 in the second quarter. Cavs up in the series 3-2. Brandon Ingram of the Raptors out with heel inflammation. Rockets star Kevin Durant out again with an ankle injury. Lakers up 3-2, playing at Houston in about an hour. Boston hosts a Game 7 on Saturday against Philadelphia. 3 Game 6s in the NHL playoffs as well. End of one. Buffalo already up 3-2, leads 2-0 at Boston. In the second, still scoreless, Tampa Bay at Montreal. Canadians leading that series 3-2. 10 p.m. Eastern, it's Vegas up 3-2, playing at Utah. Among the baseball scores in progress, bottom of the fifth, Rangers were up 4-0 early. It's now 4-3 at Detroit, bottom of the fifth. Pirates had a rain delay at the start, so they're only in the second inning, leading the Reds 1-0. Yankees lead 5-1 in their home game against the Orioles. In that one, Ben Rice with a 3-run homer. That game in New York in the bottom of the fifth. The Red Sox lead 3-1 over Houston, bottom of the fifth. The Dodgers getting shut out 1-0 in the first at St. Louis. The Dodgers' record in the last couple weeks, 5-7. The Orioles place closer Ryan Helsley on the IL. Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff on the injured list. Back to you.
Odd couple, Rob and Kelvin on a Funky Flashback Friday. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We're on there now. Shout out to Elijah, always having us up there looking good. All you got to do is search The Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. When you get there, like it, share, subscribe, pass around to the friends, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. And give us the thumbs up icon as well. So go search YouTube, Odd Couple FSR. Find us, subscribe, like it, and share it, all that good stuff. Shay, do you got the info on Terry Rozier? Or you want me to break it down?
I can break it down for you guys real quick. Yep. So the ex-NBA star Terry Rozier expected to face new charges in an alleged gambling scheme. So federal prosecutors are expected to file additional charges of sports bribery and honest services wire fraud against the former Miami Heat guard by mid-May, his attorney Jim Trusty told NBC News. This has been a story that's been developing throughout the last couple of months. We learned about this a few months, or actually last year.
Yep.
Last year. Yeah, we learned about this last year where I think he was getting ready for a game or something like that, and then all this came out. And
yeah, he's been released by the team, right?
I don't think he's playing for them anymore. But I'll let you guys take it away.
Kelvin, just go ahead. I want your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all of this, man. It's all, you got more than 30 people, including, 4 major mafia crime families. Like, of course, Terry Rozier. You got Chauncey, Damon Jones, as we talked about earlier. And Damon Jones
is already copped
pleaded guilty. Yeah. So, I mean, this is big. And what makes this weird is that I'm going to look to make sure, but I know at one point the NBA had cleared him.
Which is embarrassing.
Yeah, because how is the federal? You would think you'd kind of be like, all right, if he's still under investigation with the feds, not some small rinky-dink police town, some podunk town. Like the feds, it's like, all right. You would think they'd be like, Terry, hold on. We might even pay you just because, hey, maybe you're not, officially anything, but we got to still investigate this. This looks damning for him, as I mentioned earlier when we were talking about Damon Jones, why I think he pleaded guilty. Rob, you know this. When the feds come knocking, they ain't knocking with no guess. They're not knocking because, we heard, we kind of sort of maybe think that maybe. No, they're knocking because, hey, man, we got text, emails, photos, eyewitnesses, wiretaps. The feds come kicking in the door. They're not playing around.
Well, they have like a 90% conviction rate or something like that. Like, it's pretty high.
Go ahead, Shay. I know you said you got more.
So the feds actually kind of found out that what they're going after him right now, it was basically $10 million in ill-gotten gains. And that's what the Justice Department found out. And then more than 30 people, including members and associates of 4 major mafia crime families, are involved in this. So the feds are definitely involved, and they definitely did a lot of digging. So
no, they don't play. They don't mind. I mentioned this earlier in the week with Damon Jones, Rob. They don't mind waiting. They're not. It's not a speed. It's not like you drove by a cop on the freeway speeding. That's what I'm here. I'm going to go get you for that. They will let you do the crime. They will watch you. They'll tape you. They'll record. They'll hear you admit it until they get whatever they wanted. Meaning, if they want, like you mentioned, there's other family crime mob families in this. They want to take a whole thing down. They're not interested in just you went somewhere, you got $5,000 again. That's a waste of their time. They want the whole fish, the big fish. So they'll take their time. They'll wait years. They'll collect all the info, the data, the witnesses. So this doesn't look good. So I will be shocked, honestly, and you know this, Rob. Once the domino starts to fall, I wouldn't be shocked if he takes a deal as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's a black eye on the NBA, and you know this, Kelvin. We talked about it. Whenever there's money involved and some of the stuff that's so easy for people to, you say, they make $15 million a year, $18 million. Why would they be interested in that? People are offering you some free money, easy money. You know what I mean? And you don't have to do anything.
That's facts.
I mean, like, seriously, all I have to do is tell them who's not playing or tell them what's going on or the injured list or I just think it's a can of worms, and that's why sports had always distanced himself away from gambling. You remember that? I tell you.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, also, I think people forget this part. Because we become educated on addiction, opioid addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, even people with sex addictions. Like, gambling is an addiction. And it don't matter if you have $10 or $10 billion. Some of the richest people, we say, man, why do you – I mean, Charles Barkley is doing well for himself. He's all the time – I think I lost $30 million gambling. Michael Jordan is billionaire maybe 2 times over, and he still gambles. Like, and loses big money or wins big money. Like, it's not often that. It's the rush. It's the competitiveness. You wonder why so many athletes, they need that extra juice. Rob, how many times were you on a plane or bus? What is the main thing we hear about guys play on teams? Cards or dice, anything for money. Like, there's a competitive edge. He's got a juice, a thing, a fix that not these as in all, I want to get the paintbrush, but I'm saying a lot of times athletes, they need that.
I don't want to just play.
I need that action. I need the edge. I can't just be, hey, let's just play cards for no reason. We got to put $5 or $500. You've heard stories of Michael Jordan playing guys for quarters. Remember he was flipping quarters with the security?
Right.
I got to have some action. And so, to me, it's not surprising that it goes hand in hand with professional athletes. It's a juice thing. It's an action thing. It's a competitive thing. And I worry, Rob, we have so many topics to get on this week. We didn't talk about Sorsby, the quarterback in college. You're talking about going to gambling addiction rehab and how I think it's going to be worse for these college athletes.
Right, because it's so easy for them to gamble on their phones.
Right here on the phone.
You're not going to a casino or anything. You got to
Exactly. They don't have some underworld boss. They can just get on the phone, have fun. It looks like any other app, and it's $10 here, $20 here, $50 here. And I worry about the youth, Rob, because I just think the way it's sold to them, it used to be so taboo under the dark market and don't talk about it, whisper about it. Now it's you go to commercial and it's LeBron James on DraftKings with Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, this is fun. It's cool. Everybody's doing it. And I really worry about the young people in college sports getting into this and getting jacked up with this.
No doubt. So it is absolutely an issue and something you have to look at. And I don't know
if this changes anything with a team in Vegas?
No, because they're sold on it, and the gambling thing is only going to get bigger as it becomes national. Like, that's the other thing that I don't think people are. Remember, gambling's not in every state yet.
Right.
It's going to eventually be there, and so that ship has sailed. There's no way they're going back, and the NBA is not going to say, FanDuel and all you guys take your money back. We don't want it. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen, and they'll just the people get caught will be caught, and that'll be where they are, and the people who don't. They'll just say, well, those are just a few bad apples, not that it's the whole sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they'll use as punish the people who get caught or whatever, and it's not everybody. So,
well, Pistons trying to make a run of it. Halfway through the third, 64-54. They cut it down to 10. It got up to, 19? 20, actually 21. I take that back. Got to 21. So now they're making a run, 64-54. And Jalen Duren's starting to, 8-8, which you'd want more, but he's made a couple buckets. Duncan Robinson is hit a few threes. Cade's up to 13. So they're starting to they're winning right now. The Magic only have 4 points in the first 6 minutes and a half of the third quarter, Rob. 4 points.
It's just that when you dig yourself such a hole, all it takes is a 3, and then they're back up 13. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a long road, and you got to basically almost pitch a shutout to get back in it, and that's what they have now, 4 points.
4 points.
And especially,
that's some Atlanta Hawks type stuff.
Yeah, but the Pistons only had 12 points in the quarter.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Man.
So they might wind up having a 12-point quarter, which will be the same. And of course, I don't think anybody thought that the Magic were going to beat the Pistons by 25 tonight, but I thought they would win the game.
All they got to do is win by 1.
Yeah, that's
right.
all.
The Hawks won a couple games by 1.
That's all.
And kept them in it. All right. There's a big event happening this weekend that a lot of people are into, and you've been a well-traveled man, even the only black man to go to Antarctica. I don't know if it's true, but dang it, I said it. So you might have been to this.
other black people who've gone to Antarctica.
You've been to this. I want to know if you've been to this place that a lot of people are going to be at this weekend. It's a big event. It gets all fancy for. Would you go? Are you into it? We'll ask next. It is the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin on a funky Flashback Friday. Stick with your boys. It's Fox Sports Radio. All right, where we at? What we got?
All right, so
oh wait, where's Jason Smith? He's here. You want to bring him in for this combo?
Is Jason Smith?
He's running around shirtless right now.
Yeah, he's got something to celebrate. The Knicks,
Jason
at least,
Smith,
not the other side.
He needs baby oil for the night because this was one of those easy nights. He's been sweating it through for him, so he's happy. But anyway, his other team that he loves in New York, not so much, as they lose the final 2 games to the Washington Nationals. They lost today 5-4. Are you ready for this, Kelvin?
How many?
They've lost 5 of the last 6.
Not good.
And 17 of their last 20.
Even worse.
17 of their last 20. And somehow, some way, Carlos Mendoza, their manager, is still employed. We've seen Rob Thompson get the Ziggy in Philadelphia. Alex Cora got the Ziggy in Boston. Places where people have spent a lot of money and expect to win, and they've run those guys out of town. I do not understand. The other night, they lost to the Nationals. What was it? They gave up 17 runs. Did they lose like 17-1 or 17-something? A really bad loss. I thought it might come after that, losing to the Washington Nationals. So they lose the series. They lose the game. And I'm going to say this. Carlos Mendoza is well-liked because I've seen a lot of baseball pundits and writers defend him to the end. They like him. But I'm sorry. Kelvin, he should be fired. And their argument is it ain't him, it's the roster that's put together. Okay? The Mets have the second highest payroll. They don't have bums. It's not a young team. Are you kidding me? They haven't responded to him. Didn't we talk about it last year? They won the Juan Soto sweepstakes last year, beat the Yankees outright, got the guy who helped the Yankees finally get to a World Series. They don't even make the playoffs. After they had the best record of any team in baseball back in June, they had the worst record. So that was last year, and now here we are in another spiral, losing 17 out of 20. And I get it. David Stearns is their general manager. He was with Milwaukee. He's a New Yorker, but he was in Milwaukee. He was able to make that team competitive. without a big payroll, and so it's like, oh my God, this guy. And now he's got all this money to spend. And there are issues with the players, right?
Mm-hmm.
They let Alonso go at first base. They're playing a couple guys out of position. They signed Bo Bichette. Only problem was he was a shortstop in Toronto, and you're asking him to play third because the Mets already had a shortstop. So there's a lot of those things going on. But my question and is everybody's blaming the general manager. I heard it in Philadelphia for Rob Thompson. I heard it in Boston for Alex Cora. No one seems to want to blame managers. And here's my only argument. When teams win, managers get credit and they get contract extensions. So now people are saying that managers don't matter and it's all about the lineup and the team and the roster.
Right.
But my only problem is when Rob Thompson took over for Philadelphia, they fired Joe Girardi like 30-some-odd games into the season because they weren't responding. And guess what? That team went to the World Series. So they did make a change with a manager early in the season, and it did work. A new voice. Stop saying that the manager shouldn't be blamed. Oh, it's the players. Well, when they're winning, isn't it the players too? Which one is it? So when they win and the players hit and hit the cutoff man and do everything right, the manager gets credit for having them play well. And when they play poorly, the players, it's the players' fault. Where are you?
So it's simple for me, and we've talked about this a little bit. One, I know that baseball, when you start talking about coaching or managing, it is probably the least where they're least important, right? NFL, it's very important. We know how much coaches mean. Schemes.
Right.
And plus you got 53 men, and I got to switch it up. I got to do this. And NBA, it matters. Who am I going to play? How am I going to do this? I got to motivate the guys. MLB has become, it used to be, but now it's become where they hand you down the sheet. Here's your lineup. Here's a scenario where we're going to put this rotation, these guys coming out the bullpen. Here's this. And like one or two variables can a manager go, I'm going to do this. Now, obviously, there's a couple of guys who can do a little bit more. They've earned that right. But I get why people would say that and want to go to the general manager.
Right.
Here's where I would push back on that. Baseball, it's not like it's college football where if I'm Alabama and I've got all the best players and I'm playing Ohio University, now Ohio State, Ohio, and we're going to win, right? We're just blowing them out. You can manage a game or two to win more. Couple Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Funky Flashback Friday. Make sure you stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us and all the Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. Be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app, so it'll always pop up at the top of your screen. Coming up next hour, we got Mark Funky Co-Medina. We also have Last Call as well. And we'll get into big Game 7 coming up too, man. Big Game 7 coming up in the NBA Eastern Conference. You got the 76ers and Celtics. We'll talk about that as well. All right, Rob. Kentucky Derby is happening this weekend, and it's one of those events everybody goes to. It's a big deal. People don't even know what's going on. They couldn't name a single horse to save their life, but they go get dressed up and all that good stuff. You were not far from Kentucky, spending all those years in Cincinnati. Did you ever go? I was thought, and I was like, let me see if my man Rob ever went and got all geared up.
Never went. I lived in Kentucky for 2 years, Southgate, which is in northern Kentucky, 3 miles across the 471 bridge in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. So I lived in Kentucky. But I never went, and it's funny because my best friend, Fred, from D.C., and I have already talked about this. This is on our list for when, God willing, we retire. Fred is a huge sports fan, and we want to go do some of those things, you know what I mean? And that's on that list. Like, we're going to go to Augusta, to the Masters. I've never done that. Like, there's certain things that I have not done in sports, and the Kentucky Derby is one of those on that list, on the bucket list or whatever you want to call it. So I'm definitely interested in going at least one time and just checking out the scene.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm into the horse racing. I go to Santa Anita or something out here for those who, near in the
I have
LA
been
area,
there. I've been to Santa Anita. Have you ever been or no?
No, I still haven't been. You went to just go? Did you actually play some bets? What'd you do?
Play some bets. We had a live broadcast, but that was for maybe when I was doing stuff for AM 570 here locally in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had a live broadcast out there, and it was cool. And when I was a kid, we had a thing called off-track betting, OTB, and my grandfather,
You down with OTB? I'm sorry.
Yes, you're down with OTB. My grandfather was down with OTB, and that's how I spent time with him. Like with my grandfather, it would just be me and him, and he let me pick some horses, and all that kind of stuff. So like those are memories I have with him.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was, and so the Kentucky Derby is a big event. A lot of people, it's the thing, obviously, in Kentucky.
Oh, people go, and to your point, they go from all over, and it's like one of those. I've never gone. I don't know anything about horse racing, but I want to go. I want to go to the parties. I want to look the part. Dress and the style in which they dress. Go to the races. So yeah, it's on my list. I like that. There's some things out there. You got that. I've only been around the Daytona 500. Like, I happened to be there. Spring break was there 1 year when it happened to be going there as well. So it was like a weird just timing thing when I went. And so you could see it and all that good stuff. But that could be on the list as well. I'm trying to think, what other big events? I mean, I guess, yeah. Well, I'll be fortunate just living here, God willing, that the Olympics will be here. Because I've never gone to the Olympics, but they'll be here in 2028. So just in LA. So by default, I'll be here.
Yeah, but are you going?
Cool.
I don't know if
I'm
what I mean?
absolutely going. Yeah, I'm absolutely going.
I've never been to an Olympics either, and
Wait.
I've never covered the Olympics.
I would have lost that bet.
No, I've never covered the Olympics.
I just knew you were in Atlanta in '96.
Nope, I was not. In '96,
you couldn't have convinced me.
Yeah, I was not. I never covered the Olympics, and I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I'll be here when the Olympics are here. As far as me getting out of Dodge, if I'm not covering it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't know. It just depends on I'm just not into all the crowds and trying to get around.
It's going to be crazy.
And all that. And, Los Angeles with the traffic and all that. Yeah. I don't know if I really want to be a part of that. I have to.
Mary Mack, you trying to go to the Olympics? Shay, when they get a couple of years from here?
Yeah, I did the raffle and everything. I'm hyped for it. I'm trying to go to FIFA when it comes out here, too,
I was about to say, what about the World Cup?
I'm going to do it. Well, honestly, that's a whole different situation because Iran might not even come out here anymore. So if that happens, that happens. But if Iran comes out here, I'm 100% going to a World Cup match. Yeah. Everyone's telling me to wait until the last day to buy a ticket. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably get somebody who just like, screw it, I can't go. I'll sell them for $100, whatever.
Exactly.
You might be able to score. Like,
the
World
tickets
Cup
will always be available. Like, I know you think, there's nowhere I could get tickets.
I mean, when they're $4,000, they're always going to be available.
We're going to get to that, yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. I'll definitely. But Kentucky Derby, that's on the list too, man. I got to get there. But I'm for sure. My daughters and my wife, even if it just ends up being my wife, just because my kids are so young, we're going to see gymnastics during the Olympics. Like that is going to be spectacular. Or going to see some track and field. I think that's going to be at the Coliseum here. That'll be fantastic, too. So shout out to anybody, listeners out there in Kentucky or the Cincinnati area or anybody anywhere that's going to be heading out to the Kentucky Derby over the weekend. Enjoy it. Have fun.
And we mentioned it briefly, but those World Cup tickets, $4,000? Is that what they're trying to get people?
Yeah, that's – and the only reason why I think is because you got other countries coming, so people are like Shay, right?
But I hear that things aren't moving as fast as you would have thought. Like people.
Do they know gas? Gas is up, food is up, rent is up, everything is up. Ain't nobody got expendable. I can just go buy these $4,000 tickets. All right, 71-59. Pistons still down. Magic up 12 on them. Minute left in the third. We'll keep you updated on that game as well. Plus, we got to talk about a Game 7 that's going to be happening in the Eastern Conference as well. Lots to get to. Fox Sports Radio. It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with one and a half of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong.
You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice.
And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King.
The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun.
I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
They just started the fourth quarter in Orlando. The Magic led earlier, well, in fact, at half by 22. It's now 71-64 over Detroit. Early fourth. This is Game 6 of their first-round NBA playoff series. Orlando up 3-2. Cleveland leads 3-2, but trails at the half at Toronto. Raptors 61-51. The late game in about 45 minutes will be the Lakers trying to close it out at Houston. In the NHL, Sabres trying to close out a first-round series, leading at Boston 2-1 and that's in the second period. End of 2 still scoreless. Tampa Bay at Montreal, later Vegas at Utah. To baseball, the Brewers lead 4-1 at the Nationals in the top of the 8th. Starter for Milwaukee, Jacob Mizorowski, left due to injury in the 6th after 5 1/3 scoreless innings. Yankees lead 5-1 over the Orioles in the 7th. Cubs held on today to beat Arizona 6-5. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 3 here on the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a funky Flashback Friday here on Fox Sports Radio. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive, shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation where they come to you. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Don't forget, coming up in about 28 minutes, Mark Funky Cole Medina from Essentially Sports and, of course, a Fox Sports Radio NBA insider. He'll join us as well. Plus, last call, if you weren't able to get in earlier in the program, you will be able to do that. So a power-packed final hour of the week, of the program, all that and much more for you here on The Odd Couple.
All right, we got a good one, Rob. Pistons cut it within 5, 71-66. Magic up 10:40 left in the fourth quarter. They had a 24-11 third quarter. Then they scored 4 straight. So I think at one point they were on a 10-0 run to start going from third into the fourth. So crunch time for both these teams. And we'll see who they be able to do it. You wonder if they're going to be gassed, as you mentioned earlier, expending so much energy trying to get back in this thing.
The hardest thing is to keep it going. You know what I mean? When you have to get so many, and then all you got to do, you got to get so many in order to get it even, and it's hard. You see it a lot. They might even tired, and then you fall back behind. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. So plenty of time. All those games have been pretty close, and. And we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. Keep you updated on that. Not a big game for Paolo. He's having a rough game. These 3 for 14, 0 for 7 from 3. So that I don't know if that's a good thing in the sense that hey, he's just off tonight. If you're the Pistons team, you got to hope, or if it's bad that he's so horrible and you're still down 6.
Right.
17 from Bane is the high for a Magic player right now. And then everybody else just kind of sprinkled in, a little here, a little there. Pistons, last point. Pistons, Cade, obviously 17. But neither guy who had 45 last game, it's like you always say that they use too many of their points. I'm
always saying that.
17,
I'm always saying, like, you might empty your gun and then you don't have it for the next one.
Don't be worried about people's nights.
I'm just saying.
You know what? If that's the case, as you mentioned, the Knicks are scoring 4 points. In their first game.
They might, after all that.
Only 8 total the whole game, maybe. My goodness. All right, we'll keep you up on that as well.
Yep.
But speaking of NBA, Rob, Sixers, kind of, we've talked Pistons, the Knicks, Denver, Minnesota's been Lakers, Houston. There's been some series that have had some conversation, storyline, juicy
But everybody
stories.
was down on the Sixers earlier. You remember we talked about it. Oh, they're better without Embiid and all that kind of stuff. And here they are, forcing a Game 7 against the Celtics in Boston, like after winning.
It's interesting because if you listen to folks who have been are Boston fans, and they're having flashbacks of what you and I have talked about last year. When I keep saying they're going to lay that egg, that stinker, where they live by the 3, die by it. They've had a couple of games where the offense gets weird, and they do that like, oh shoot, the Sixers are getting back in this thing or taking a lead, and they just revert back to just one-on-one, chucking up threes. And so now it makes it really interesting going into Game 7. you got to feel like Celtics, all right, you're going to right the ship. You're going to get this thing right. But the big conversation or thing to watch, I should say, Rob, what do you do with Jason Tatum? What do you do? Jason Tatum goes out in the game. He gets hurt, and it's saying it's another leg, another calf or something. I mean, it's what do you do with him? He's going to be a game time decision, but do you risk it? And that's what a lot of folks are concerned about is because he fought all the way. Go ahead.
It's simple. If he's not healthy enough to play, he can't play. And that team won a lot of games without him this year. And you just got to play it like that. That's how it has to be. You can't force the guy out there. You don't want to put the guy out there. We saw it before in the finals with was it the conference final with KD? You remember that when the Warriors put him out there, and we knew that he shouldn't have been out there, and that's what happened. So I think it's to me it's an easy fit.
Well, he's playing. So the latest he is. I'm sorry, he is playing. They had to send in their list of injury list. He's not on it. So I mean, what does that mean? Do you watch him? Do you monitor him? I think it's a bit risky unless he is complete. Like he's really seriously like, dude, it was just a little pain. I'm fine, because you can't be set back another whole year. You know what I mean? 8-9 months.
No, you don't want to put your star player in that position if he's not healthy and he can't do what he's doing, and you're putting him in a situation where you could hurt him going forward. Right. It would be a mistake, even for a playoff series. Even though you want to win, and this season wasn't supposed to be anything. It was supposed to be a wash. You know that they got rid of all the veteran players. They were going to develop some young guys. Thought that they would just be in the middle of the pack in the East, and instead they wound up balling out and putting themselves in another spot where people felt it was good the way they were playing and making a comeback without Tatum. It was amazing. So now,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, and I do think too, what threw Boston off is Embiid coming back, because he had that surgery. He should be back in few weeks, 1 2 weeks, 4 weeks. How does it work? Everybody's body is different. And I think throwing obviously an MVP candidate type player when healthy at his best, and I think there was an adjustment for the Sixers, right? Okay, wait, because the wings were playing great. You had Maxey, even Edgecombe, VJ Edgecombe, the rookie. We're seeing the resurgence in Paul George. And so I think there was a quick adjustment period for that first game when he came back of like, okay, how do we play with him? Do we feed? And even himself, remember he shot all those threes. He was 0 for 5, 0 for 6 in the first half and said, forget the threes. I forgot I'm 7-1, 7-2. Let me go be big, mid-range game, turnaround game, and got it going again for himself. And I think that also threw a wrinkle in for the Celtics. Like, oh, shoot. You know what I mean? You're adjusting, and you're like, wait. And I think that happened, to give you an example, with the Nuggets. A couple of times you got these random players coming in for the Timberwolves. You're like, wait, hold on, who is this? What? We planned for this. We executed for this. And that happens in the postseason sometimes when you get those kind of games or those kind of moments where somebody comes in. But it's going to be interesting, because what happens, Rob, is this a overachieving season because of what you saw the whole season? Like, you didn't expect them to be this good? Because I think they overachieved for me. I expected them to be 5th, 6th, 7th seed-ish. They all the way compete for a chance to be number 1 seed in the East. And now if you get knocked out by the Sixers, it turns into, well, dang, we had championship hopes. So it kind of changes, like, man, wow, we overachieved. But since he came back and looked relatively healthy and relatively like himself, my mind is now they're supposed to be in the championship. So it's going to be a hard year, to assess if you're the Celtics, if they were to lose this game because of how we thought it would go.
Yeah, I think that you would be disappointed. There's no doubt about it. But I don't think this was a year you got some new players, some young players, some really valuable time, right? You developed some younger players. You know what Jaylen Brown can do. He had an unbelievable year, like an all-star kind of year, right? So that was in that situation. And then you also have you have your star player. You know what you're doing, so you feel like our 2-star players we have, and they're going to be there, and they're going to be good for years to come. So they have it, and I don't see them. Right. Why would they break that up. You know what I mean? Like you have something, you have a formula. All you got to do is get those other players around, and you can look at this and just say, hey, it was bad. That we had an opportunity and it didn't work out this time. But I don't think if you're the Celtics, you're going to be like, wow, this was a disaster, because I don't think they were expecting anything this year, and they wound up at least having a good run at it. But I expect them to win in Boston. I just do. How about the 76ers? Where are you on them?
I was going to say, this is what it's so hard. You know, I always talk about Paul George often injured. We know Embiid's history. And so it's so hard because if I was just reading a roster to you on paper, you'd be like, oh, that team is, we already know Maxi's one of the best players in the league. VJ Edgecombe finished third in the Rookie of the Year voting. Looks like he's going to be a stud in this league. And Embiid, we know he is when healthy. And so Kelly Oubre and a couple other guys they have, on paper, the 76ers are supposed to be good, right? Like, yeah. They should be competing against the Celtics. Yeah, they should be one of the better teams in the East. So it's really hard because of the injuries. It's like you don't know what you're getting. And with injuries, you don't know how long guys are going to have to, before they get back acclimated, get healthy. So that's the challenge with them. And Paul George has looked good. He's reminded us of who he is. He's supposed to be 23 this last game. Great defense on Jaylen Brown. He's played very well this series. And you kind of go, oh, yeah, that's who Paul George is when he's healthy, right? That's the better version of him. So I think the Celtics are who I'd expect. But I think the 76ers have their number with Embiid back.
So you're expecting them to win in Game 7 in Boston?
Yeah, I think they sneak out of Game 7 because their ability to play inside out, the ability they have a bunch of wings, and that they throw at you, Maxey, Edgecombe, Oubre, Paul George. They got a bunch of guys on the edge who can defend, kind of the two-way players you look for. I think the 76ers are going to pull this thing out. And again, I'm assuming 80%, I don't know, 75, 85% Joel Embiid, it looks great. So I expect them to be able to pull this thing out. So, it's going to be, again, the Celtics will be able to have that crutch of, we overachieved this season, but you don't want to lose like this, the way they're going to potentially lose. By the way, tie game, 72 all, Magic Pistons, 7 minutes left. They have scored 12 points in almost a quarter and a half since the second half, Rob.
Yeah, I see it.
They being the Magic to 34. So a 34-12 run in the second half thus far.
With 7 minutes to go. So there it is. The game is there. It's available. And you'll see how much energy they put in. Right, how much energy they put in, and does he start to make some shots? It's like a what do you call it? The law of averages. You know what I mean? Like they have 1 point in the fourth quarter. You just hope that, okay, we used all that energy to tie it all up, and now will they start putting together some baskets? Are they going to get 1 point the rest of the game or whatever it is? Like it's crazy to me.
I mean, my gosh, now they're down one. This is. We've seen some wild stuff in the last 24 hours. You wouldn't have convinced me that they'd have 12 points in a quarter and a half.
12 points in the second half, right? 12 points in the second half. And how many of those are field goals? I don't even know how many field goals they've made. They've hit that patch where everything was going in the second quarter. So the Pistons are up by 2. There's still 7 minutes to go. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, continue. Keep
all right, 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Where are you on the 76ers Boston? What do you think on those two with a Game 7? Kelvin likes Philadelphia. I'm going to stick with Boston. They got to make their threes, play their game, and obviously if Tatum can't go, right now he's playing, but hopefully he's 100% or can play and contribute. But I still like Jaylen Brown. We saw what he did all year, even without Tatum. So that'll be interesting to see how it plays out. It is the Odd Couple, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Right here on Fox Sports Radio, and you know what you need to do. Stick and stay.
America.
let's talk about inside the NBA. And Shaq had some very nice words to say about.
He don't like to give big fella
about
praise.
Wemby. You know that. I mean, when we talk about that all the time, especially when you think that he doesn't even have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his top 10 of all time in the NBA. I still can't get over that. But anyway.
Meanwhile, he probably was like on a FaceTime with him earlier in the day. Like that's his. Yeah, that's his guy. Shaq loves guards.
But yes. So here's Shaq inside the NBA.
I think Wemby is the first perfect big man that's ever created. Can shoot free throws, play defense, play offense. He's a great team player. I'm happy for the Spurs. I'm happy for Wendy.
Well, I think I get his sentiment. I would argue Hakeem might have been that. Shoot, fade away, handle. Obviously, he's not quite Wemby handle, but, block. I think he's still all-time leader in blocks. It just rebound. Hakeem Olajuwon might have been that. But the freakish aspect of Wemby is crazy. My wife the other night, we're watching the game, and her and my daughter like, whoa, he looks like abnormally tall. I'm like, yeah, he's like, they list him at 7'4". I think he's like 7'6", and they're like, whoa. And then I said, watch this. And he's coming down, got a rebound, kept it behind the back, step back, shooting three.
It's the dribbling.
It's not normal. How are you 5 inches taller than KD and as mobile and a better passer and an incredibly, much better defender? So he's made out of a video game. You ever got bored on 2K and made a ridiculous player, Bo? Just for fun, like, let me see what it would look like, and I'm going to put all the attributes up. Well, we got that human. We got the first perfect player. Like, where's the flaw?
The idea, and I know that's not a real flaw, but it's in there, the idea of him staying healthy.
That's the only challenge, right?
Can you look and know for sure he's going to play 15 years, have a career, and not have be sidelined or be hobbled by some sort of injury, being that tall, being that big, being that size, and the history is against him. Would you agree with that? The history.
Yes. The only difference, and we've mentioned this before, is that he's not. The average bigs we're talking about, something was a little off with their movements, right? They were slower, they were bigger. You look at Yao, Manute Bowles, Mirasan, Sean Bradley, those bigs. He's actually agile and
but he's already had his own share of injuries and different.
Yeah, well, the blood clot, that one was scary because you don't know what to do with that, right? If you twist your ankle, I can tape it up. I can give you a couple weeks off. The blood clot is one of those weird ones where you just don't know what to do. But you're right, and I said it. About a year or so ago when we were doing it, I said his health is the biggest deterrent. Like, if he can stay healthy, he's got a shot at being something incredible. And we might be having our first hour conversation might be different. It might be about LeBron might get replaced with a Wemby talk in comparison to Jordan and the GOAT conversation. I mean, all the attributes are there. And again, Shaq always hates on big men because he'll always say, I didn't like it, Kenny. Well, why didn't you like it? He had a good game tonight. Those aren't SLN. Well, what is SLN? What do you mean? Shaq-like numbers. Like, he makes it like everybody has to look like him and play like him and have those numbers.
You mean when they took you out of the games because you couldn't make free throws, or when they used to do the hacker Shaq?
It's easy. If you score 6 every quarter, that's 24. And then if you get an extra cup, it's not that. Are you watching? Each game is different, right? You know what I mean? There's a different style, different flow. But
if everybody could use that formula, then everybody would have 30 points. I mean, like that. All you got to do is score 6. That sounds good
all the time. They'll come out. Who's a big man like in the last? Maybe they'll say like Embiid or something, and like last few years, and he'll be like, oh, he had a good game. 27-11 as the Sixers. And he'll be like, I'm like, what?
I mean, he's got chicken in his teeth.
They make Shaq like numbers. Okay, so you were one of one, Shaq, right? Not every. When's the last time a dude brought out the whole stanchion? Let alone break a rim, the whole stanchion. Like, you were kind of 1-on-1, Shaq. So, but I like seeing him give credit to him.
And when he played, we talk about all the time. I mean, nobody was as dominant. I mean, in his heyday with Kobe and that
90, run, 6-ish.
Am I right?
To like 01, 02, Shaq.
And he didn't have to come up with any other shot, dunk the ball every single time. You don't need no dipsy doodle. I don't need you to do anything special. Like, all he does is dunk the ball. Okay, and what?
And get guys in foul trouble. And then when you double and triple team them, I'm kicking it out to Rick Fox, Derek Fisher, Glenn Rice, depending on the era of the team. Yeah, and that's why we're talking about, like, if I'm Kelvin Washington, the general manager, why I'm so big on Shaq, why like if we had a draft of every NBA player ever and they're all 22 and you're going to get him for 12 years, I'm taking Shaq just about over everybody because it is the Odd Couple on a funky flashback Friday. Your boys Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, Mark Funky Comedina coming up here in a little bit. And by the way, at University of Maryland Global Campus, you can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA, now with 10 specializations. No application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu. It is 80-74, 440 left in the game. Pistons have come back. They're up 6. It's been a Cade Cunningham just defensively making shots and no shots being made on the Magic end. But 4 something left in this game. We'll continue to keep you updated on
So do they have 3 points on it? They're all free throws, so they have no field.
Yeah, Paolo Vaquero's made free throw. Yep.
They have no baskets in the fourth quarter. They had 11 points in the third quarter, and they have 3 free throws. This is like, to me, that's coaching. I'm sorry. You gotta set up plays. There's no way that you don't have a play to get you a basket when you're going.
And you know what I don't like, Rob?
You know what I mean, Kelvin?
See, I can do. We got a couple calls. I'm gonna say this real quick because you just hit on something you've heard me mention. Something happened in the NBA where guys don't know how to just get like, hey, Paolo, go get on the left block, go get foul, go get a bucket, do your thing. Like when you watch the Magic, they're just all on the perimeter. I try to dribble once or twice. Okay, I give it back to you out on the perimeter. Okay, you try to dribble. All right, you get on the perimeter. And it's not just the Magic. A lot of NBA teams do this, and you know this. You were in New York with the Knicks where you got Patrick Ewing, you dump it down to him, or Bernard King, or if it were the Pistons, you're able to dump it down to guys on the block, and like the Bird and McHale. Guys don't have spots anymore. Guys don't get to the block. It's just it's just all it is everything is perimeter oriented. And it's just it's such a feast or famine type of way of playing basketball. You get what I mean?
Yeah. There's no way that you could let a whole quarter go by where you only have free throws and not a basket, and you don't have a play as a coach to get you baskets, right? There's less than 4 minutes to go. They're down by 8. What are they down by?
Yeah, K just hit a 3.
Yeah, I mean, like they're cooked, I think, at this point, because at this point, who's making baskets? Like it's too
now
late.
They're shook mentally. To your point, and to your coaching point, Rob.
That's coaching.
When you do this,
you can't do that.
You then get your team anxious, right? Because now every basket, every possession, they're nervous. They don't know how to because they're not in comfortable flow.
You can't let it go that long, to me, without being able to get yourself, stop the action, get you a play, get you a basket, get you free throws. Like they went all that time where they had 1 and 2 points in most of the quarter. You got to get free throws. Your shot's not dropping. You can't just keep shooting threes and shooting from the perimeter.
No one does that anymore, Rob. You're not allowed to coach like that. God forbid you dump it down to Karl Malone a Barkley and say, "Big fella, go get me one." You know what I mean?
Can you imagine you're gonna lose a fourth quarter at home where you don't get a field goal? I never seen anything like it.
And to your point, when you watch them, I mean, yeah, they're gonna make a shot at some point. But if there's nothing.
I'm not sure they're gonna make a shot. I'm dead serious at this point. When you get outscored 21-4 and you don't have a field goal, even in 3:51 to go, I'm not convinced they might not score the rest of the game.
It just drives me crazy.
All
They
right.
used to drop it down the pile. All right, let's get to these calls. 877-99 on Fox. 76ers pulling up a great upset against the Celtics. If you're worried, are you worried? Is it just, hey, they won a couple more, but you're not worried about the Celtics in Game 7? 877-99 on Fox. Rob, who we got?
Andre in Massachusetts, you're on the Odd Couple
Oh,
Fox
let's
Sports
see what
Radio.
he has to say.
You already know he's picking the Celtics like I am. What's up,
Not
Dre?
a thing. Let me tell you.
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, I'm picking the hot team. I'm picking a team that's landing the power punches, and right now, that is the Philadelphia 76ers under the capable leadership of Nick Nurse. Now, you guys talked about dumping it into the post. What's the 76ers offense been the last two games? Paul George bringing the ball up on one side of the court, Joel Embiid in the post, them playing inside out and going through the big man, okay? Going through the dominant option, like we used to do back in New York with the Patrick Ewing, Xavier McDaniels, and Charles Oakley. Here's the bottom line in terms of what this comes down to, and you mentioned it, okay, about this analytics, run up and down, shoot a bunch of threes, and then bring these guys, young players in. Here's what it comes down to. The Celtics got rid of Drew Holiday, and they should have never done that. Forget the second apron. That's who they are missing. Drew Holiday made that team.
That's a great point.
You cannot replace him. Never mind, you lost Al Horford because he hit the road after you lost Drew Holiday, and you changed up the culture. They don't have the defensive mentality, the defensive tools, and the leadership that they had last year. It's not the same team. You're 100% right, Kelvin, and it's the perfect storm because all of a sudden the Sixers got healthy, and Nick Nurse is a capable coach. You can win a championship with the Sixers on 2K if you just play with the actual team. Never mind Embiid being out and Paul George.
So you're picking the
Celtics
Sixers to win.
I'm picking the Sixers to win. The Celtics.
Wow.
The Sixers. They don't. It's not the same team as the last 2 years. And the Sixers are now healthy. They're the more talented group. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah,
No doubt.
appreciate it. Look at that from the Commonwealth. I was shocked by that.
Yeah, and now you got the Pistons threes going in. Duncan Robinson hitting it. It's a 12-point game now. 3:08 left. This is crazy, Rob. If you predicted that they won't score a field goal,
I told you. I already see it because you're too late in this game. I don't think you could let the game go that far. And I think that's coaching. Like, I get it. Players are off. You got to be able to get them in a position. Do you know what I mean?
You got a player, too, that you – all right, we're going to go to our bread and butter here. This player,
This gets us a basket or it's going to get us 2 free throws. That stops the run. That stops the situation. You can't – so they have how many points now in the second half? 15 points?
15. Jamal Mosley, their coach, a lot of people had him on the hot seat. Regardless, some even said even if he wins this series and loses the next round, he could be gone. A game like this, my friend and co-host Rob Parker, you love to get people gone. This would be one right here where he will be gone off of this. You had a chance to advance, get a great. One thing if you lost, hey, it was a good game, back and forth, we lost. You score 15 points currently in the second half with only 3 minutes left with Paolo Banchero, with who am I saying? Desmond Baines. You know, you got guys, Wendell Carter. You got enough guys to get some buckets, and they don't.
Kevin,
they're not getting any buckets.
In Culver City, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. That might be an NBA record to not have a field goal in the fourth quarter of a playoff game.
I know.
Kev.
Good.
All the time.
Hey, let's just call it out. This perimeter basketball is destroying the NBA. You got a bunch of guys sitting around shooting threes, and when those threes don't go in, they don't know how to score. That's why you got Orlando playing like that.
Yep.
And I want people to start calling out Joe Mazzulla. I'm tired of all the, well, we got to play better. What are you going to do? Why don't you do something to make a freaking adjustment? Get Jason Tatum in the post. Get Jaylen Brown in the post. Get Vucevic in the post. He's one of the best post players at USC. What are you doing? All you're going to do is shoot 43s with Peyton Pritchard, and when they don't make the threes, you lose? Make the adjustment. That's what Phil Jackson would do. Pat Riley would do that. The last guy who won a championship there, Doc Rivers did that when they won a championship. Make an adjustment, Missoula. You won that one championship. Why don't you step up and be a credible head coach and do something when a team is punching you in the face? Because Nick Nurse is out coaching you. Now you got to make the adjustment and stop shooting 43s and get your butt in the post and start going inside. Like Barkley
That's a good call out, Kevin. The problem is, Kev, they are built for the three. Who's the go-get a bucket and the paint guy? Yes, they got Tatum and Jaylen Brown as far as they can handle the rock and they can score. We know that, but I'm saying,
how about Derek White?
Well, he's been struggling too. Wow, look at all the Magic fans are leaving. This is crazy. Appreciate it.
Why wouldn't you leave? I mean, like, seriously, they laid an egg. They didn't even have to play great in the second half. You just gotta play decent. You can't go where
play
you got
par.
How many field goals did they have in the second half? They only had 11 points, so they might have had 2 or 3 buckets, right? And then
they got one there. Paolo got a dunk finally.
That's too late now. It's like, what's the score? 10 points? It's 10-point lead.
12, still 12.
Yeah, I mean, it's too late. There's your field goal. Now you got a field goal, but I'm telling you, this is on the coach. You got to know how to get that train stopped and turned around.
Yeah, this might have got him fired, Rob.
Yeah,
I hate, this
even if they win, they could win Game 7 and they probably won't bring him back. I believe that
because he was already on the hot seat. Everybody knows that. He was already the buns were toasty. He was already on that hot seat. All right. Let's get to Funky Comedina coming up after we get you set on trending with Steve Sanger.
Guys, genuinely amazing that Orlando until just now had missed 23 straight field goal attempts. It's now about 2 minutes left.
There's a number because, Steve, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, this got to be like the Knicks and like some historic.
The Rockets 27 threes.
Right.
When you talk about historic low, remember one of the Chicago Bulls finals games against the Utah Jazz, where Utah had the record for fewest points in a second half of a playoff game, and that was 23. This is 17 points so far with 2 minutes left at Orlando.
23 straight misses.
This is a 35-point second quarter that Orlando had at home, and they're not going to come close to 35 total in the second half.
Unbelievable.
91-77, Detroit leading with under 2 minutes to go, and Orlando had a halftime lead of 60-38 tonight. So Detroit is ready to force a Game 7 of this first-round series. Meanwhile, Cleveland's up 3-2. Cleveland is still trailing by double digits at Toronto late third quarter. Raptors 92-81. The late game starts in about 10 minutes. Lakers up 3-2 playing at Houston. LA's Austin Reeves starting tonight. Kevin Durant of the Rockets out again with an ankle injury. Boston hosts a Game 7 on Saturday against Philadelphia. 3 Game 6s in the NHL playoffs tonight. Under 4 minutes left in regulation. Tampa Bay still scoreless at Montreal. Canadians leading the series 3-2. Buffalo up 3-2 and winning tonight at Boston 2-1 early in the third. The late game in a half an hour has Vegas up 3-2 playing at Utah. The Dallas Cowboys signed first-round safety Caleb Downs from Ohio State. The Eagles signed first-round wide receiver Mekhi Lemon from USC. Cameron Young leads by 5 strokes in Miami at Doral. Jordan Spieth is tied for second place. A reminder, NASCAR's on FS1 the next 3 Sundays. This Sunday from Texas, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. In baseball today, the Cubs at home held on 6-5 over Arizona, although for the D-backs, Ildemaro Vargas went 4 for 4. He has a 27-game hit streak dating back to last September. The Milwaukee Brewers are up 6-1 at Washington in the top of the ninth. Brewers starting pitcher Jacob Mizorowski left with a hamstring cramp in the 6th. After 5 1/3 hitless innings, Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff is on the IL with shoulder inflammation. The Orioles place closer Ryan Helsley on the IL with elbow inflammation. Tampa Bay has shut out the Giants 3-0. Back to you.
Hey, Steve, have a great weekend. Appreciate you, buddy. It's the odd couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Funky Flashback Friday. Joined now by our man, Mark Funky Comedina. Essentially Sports, Fox Sports Radio, NBA Insider, Mark G_Medina on X. Give him a follow. Mark, how the heck did the Pistons come back and win this thing, buddy?
Well, I mean, they're in the driver's seat right now. How do they win it? Well, it helps that Paolo Banchero is not shooting the ball well. Same thing with Jalen Suggs. Same thing with Desmond Bane. So they need that luck because when you're looking at this game right now, Cade Cunningham is still struggling with his efficiency, 10 of 23 from the field so far. But thankfully for the Pistons, he has gotten some help with some better three-point shooting, most notably from Duncan Robinson. But, you know.
I mean, come on. This is what I don't understand. And from a coaching standpoint, 23 straight misses, 23 straight field goal misses by Orlando. Like, where's the play where the coach draws up something and the guy gets in the block and you have a guy who has a move or a chance of making a basket? I mean, really, as easy as it is to score in the NBA, you're going to continue to shoot from the perimeter. We saw that. What was that, Houston? They missed 27 straight threes. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I covered that game. Game 7, Rockets Warriors in 2018.
27 straight. Like, these are historic. It's unbelievable where that is. Wow.
Yeah, and Rob, you're onto something because Jalen Suggs, he's not blameless. He's been part of the problem with the poor shooting, but during the season, when I asked him about the team's inconsistency, he pointed for the need to make the extra pass, especially after making a defensive stop. When you look at the numbers, their offense is really generated after, I think, the second pass after making a defensive stop. So too much of the isolation one-on-one or taking a good shot before a better shot, that's partly why they're in this predicament.
Right. I mean, I didn't think they were going to blow them out like the score was, but I didn't think that they could miss 23 straight. That's incredible. All right, how about the Lakers and the Rockets? What do you see there? The Lakers got enough. They're not going to run out of gas because I thought they were going to close out the Rockets at home. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, Rob, I think anything can happen. You know, I think that the Lakers close out only because I don't think that the Houston Rockets, this team, is suddenly going to be the team that breaks NBA history with being the only team that, you know, overcomes a 3-0 series deficit, or the fifth team that at least forces a Game 7. You know, they've been Jekyll and Hyde. They're young guys, you know, make or miss shots depending on the game. But the Lakers are very vulnerable. I mean, their last two games, you know, they've dropped percentage points as far as their efficiency by about 5%. They've only shot 25% from the field. LeBron, he seems to be out of gas when you look at the fact that he missed all of his threes in Game 5 on 6 attempts. Austin Reeves, he's starting. You expect, okay, he should start getting his rhythm, but there's a lot of times that second game is actually harder than the first game after a lengthy absence because the adrenaline rush is worn off, but the rustiness is still there. But I think the Lakers will muster enough at least to get past this Houston team. But that doesn't really do anything. All it's really doing is setting themselves up for a quick turnaround against a Thunder team that they really have no shot at beating anyway. But at least it helps them save face of the embarrassment of, you know, losing the Rockets after being up 3-0.
You know, what's interesting about this one, you know, going back to this previous Game 5, Austin Reeves played well-ish, but didn't shoot the ball well, 4-16. I think that was a key difference in why we have a Game 6 now. What do you expect to see from him getting his second game, getting his win back?
Yeah, well, going off of what J.J. Redick said pregame, he said that Austin's going to have to be huge for us. But I think that everyone has to keep in mind that second game, a lot of times you're even worse than the first game. So I think it's unrealistic for him to have an efficient scoring night. But he still's got to be productive with at least getting points on the board and having the impact energy plays, and that can relieve some of the pressure off the role players. But the role players have to miss shots. I mean, I know Luke Kennard's a role player, and he's not used to having that elevated play, and he's on the road, but he, percentage-wise, is the leading three-point shooter in the NBA. So he has to live up to that billing. He did at the beginning of the series, Game 5, he didn't. But, yeah, it's going to start with LeBron. And it's going to start with Austin Reeves. But, you know, given where both players are at, LeBron 41, he's managing father time and the heavy workload, and Austin Reeves coming off this injury, they do have to be productive, but I'd be very surprised that they're efficient.
How about this Toronto Cavaliers? Let me see. Cleveland is down by 9. It's just the start of the fourth quarter. It's still 10 minutes to go. How do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, I mean, flip a coin. I choose Cleveland, but only with a slight edge because they have, such great top-heavy talent. And, I think X's and O's wise, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden have complemented each other just fine. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley have always been great, with Jared Allen being that defensive anchor and Evan Mobley being a two-way player, more athleticism. But, they haven't shot well from three at all either, and so they're vulnerable. And the Raptors, this is a team coming in that we thought would probably be in rebuild mode, but they haven't been. And that's a credit to Scotty Barnes taking a step with his play. Someone like Colin Murray-Boyles, he's a really good rookie that deals with physicality a lot and is a good rim protector. So I do give the edge to Cleveland to be able to come back from this, but they've been up and down all season. It's not surprising they've been up and down the playoffs.
No doubt.
Hey, real quick for me. Oh, go ahead, Rob. What were you about to say?
No, go ahead. One last question.
I was just going to say, real quick with the Joker Nuggets. I'm sure you didn't see this happen, especially with all the injuries from the Timberwolves. Real quick for us, Mark, just the thoughts on that and what do the Nuggets do?
Yeah, I imagine they'll improve their roster, make moves, but this really goes down to Nikola Jokic. I mean, he was in the MVP conversation this past season, despite the fact that most of their core players had overlapping injuries. So, I'm not going to discount the injuries, but when you add the fact that the Wolves had a bunch of injuries, Nikola Jokic had to be a better player, even with Rudy Gobert's defensive credentials.
No doubt. Yeah. And just one pick,
agree on that.
76ers or Boston in that Game 7. Who we got?
Yeah, I'm taking Celtics. I'm surprised it got this far, but I'd be hard-pressed to think that the Celtics suddenly lose this first round.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mark.
Shout out real quick, Rob.
Yes, go ahead.
Amazing singing on the Lakers' possible choking here.
Did you like that?
I saw the Michael Jackson biopic, and I felt like it was the same experience.
Okay, Mark.
My man, Mark fucking Cole. I appreciate that. And you know what? I want you to know, Kelvin will tell you, it was off the cuff, right, Kelvin? Me singing that song.
Oh yeah, that was a freestyle version. That was the best he ever did right there. Freestyle. Mark, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, guys.
Thank you as always. No doubt. Last call, Rob, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. You want to get in? Your chance to do so. It's The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. But back to Paige Becker. She finally had a conversation about the topic. A lot of people, to your point, Rob, were saying, hey, leave that alone. Some people understood the actual journalistic side of asking those questions about her and her relationship with Fudd. Shay, do we have the sound on what Paige Becker's had to say? All right. Well, essentially, while we're trying to pull that up, there was people concerned about the idea of asking questions about her personal relationship.
Right.
You and I said no. It is actually Aziz Fudd, and we said she should have to answer. They didn't. The PR pulled Aziz, and then they didn't let her answer. Well, a week or so later, Paige spoke, and this is what she said.
Quite frankly, I believe me and Aziz's personal relationship is nobody's business but our own, and what we choose to share is completely up to us. Az Fudd was the #1 draft pick because she earned it, and it had nothing to do with me and everything to do with who she is as a human being, who she is as a basketball player, her resilience, her strength, and her career best year at UConn. So Az is her great individual person. She should be celebrated as such.
And that wasn't even the best part, Rob. The best part, Paige went on to say, we've been through this. We've been through it, their relationship back in college. So her point was nothing new to us. We know how to kind of have a personal relationship, a team relationship, and keep those separate. And to me, that was a shining example of why it was okay to ask the question when you have a #1 pick who was one of the going to be faces of the leagues, and Becker's, Paige. And then you have Az Fudd, who the #1 pick, coming and in a relationship and on the same team. Why would that not be a question? You know, why would that not be something to say, hey, you guys in a relationship, how's it going to work? Or what's the dynamic? Or how do you handle this? You had a relationship at UConn. Now you're here. How does this work? To me, that's a very fair question. And you and I talked about it. They had a chance to allow AZ to answer it, and they robbed her of that. They took her for that moment for her to hear a response and maybe have a chance to speak eloquently about it and educate people. But they took that opportunity. And to Paige's credit, she did what we asked. She came out. She said, hey, the season's about to start. I'm going to hit this one time and one time only. Let me lay it out for you. Our relationship is our business. And she went on. We didn't play it off. She said, I understand you have a job to do and ask that question. I get it. That's why I'm going to answer it this time. So to me, I thought it was an example of why, again, things where it was a fair question to ask when you have two potentially stars, but both stars in college. And now they're together. It's very public, their relationship. And it happens, right? We talk about when you're a public figure. I think people don't know this. Legally, even when you're a public figure, you no longer have the rights of like privacy. And it kind of sucks. I get it. But you know this, Rob. People ask questions. When
it doesn't suck because you live off of that and you make money off of that as well. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm saying you can't turn it off is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying you can't turn it off and turn it on when you want. I'll give you an example. I brought this up. Travis Kelce. How many times do people have the conversation? Is it a distraction when your girlfriend Taylor Swift is here? How do you handle her being in the game? Is it too much? Are her fans distracting or being mean to you online? Like, conversations happen when you have stars and celebrities that are couples. It happens. It's been happening for eons, for decades. And so to me, they were not exempt from this. And I think you do a disservice when you act as if, especially in 2026, if this was 1986 and you had a same-sex relationship, I can understand it. It was much more formal, more taboo. And 2026, we've all seen it. We're all accustomed to it. And you have a chance to answer the question. It's almost like you're making it like, oh, we can't talk about that. Like, oh, it's 2026. She hit it once. Wipe her hands. You don't have to talk about it again. Now, obviously, people can ask what they want, but she doesn't have to. So I commend Paige for how she handled it. And again, I think it's one of those journalistic things you and I kind of give those examples of. These are the reasons why it's fair game to ask a question like that. And it seems like Paige understood that as well.
100%. And I would ask that media person, PR person, what did you gain by doing that? She talked about it anyway. What was the purpose? You could have just made it 10 days earlier and then it wouldn't have been asked at training camp. Am I right? What was the difference? They made it like it was some crazy. The question was well asked. We talked about it. We complimented the reporter who did it, right? He asked a great question, and he prefaced it by saying that they had made it public on Instagram or whatever on social media.
Wasn't outing her.
So I'm not outing you. I'm not speculating, going on any rumors. This was your account that you guys had talked about, and she just came out and said and did what people wanted to do, and that's the end of it. We don't need to ask about it all the time unless they actually get into some argument or something on a spat or something. You know what I mean? That becomes public. But other than that, it's done. And that's all we were asking for. There were people who were against us. I saw it on the comments who thought we were, that it shouldn't be asked, just ask basketball. And you know what? People who say that, I just don't think they really get it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good pool here, Mary. Fox Sports Radio, our couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a funky, super funky Flashback Friday. That's right. Thank you to Mark Funky Cole Medina. Joined us. You can get that up on the pod. Shale, get it up. If you miss any of today's show, be sure to catch the podcast. Search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. Please follow the pod, rate it 5 stars, provide a review, all that good stuff. Search The Odd Couple wherever you get your pod. And you're going to find today's full version, and then you'll find the best of version right after we get done with all our yakety yak. We'll get to the last call. We got a couple other conversations going on. We got a couple other good games still, hopefully, in the NBA as well. Let's do last call right now.
Hey,
Rob.
right there.
Oh, real
Cleveland
quick.
cut it to 3. Cleveland's only down by 3 with 7 minutes to go. Wow.
Got some good games happening in the NBA. Pistons just win by 14, 93-79. We'll kind of break down some more stats from that. Now that we got more final stats, Rob, it's kind of ridiculous. What happened there? One for 20 in the fourth quarter, Rob.
That's just ridiculous. And that one basket they made was a late dunk.
It was late layup. Yeah.
Right?
One for 20, Rob. Field goals.
It's so bad that the conspiracy theorists are all like it's a fix because it was so.
All right, yeah, everybody's like,
that.
Adam Silver's.
They wanted a game 7.
I would have been more in if it were something like I can't make you miss 1 for 20.
No, but I'm just saying it's so ridiculous that people just can't buy that NBA guys can't make a basket.
1 for 20 from field goal, 0 for 10 from 3 in the fourth.
Like crazy. They're still shooting threes. All right, here we go. Last call.
Let's get to it.
Go! All right, how about Jake in Georgia? You're the last call here on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jake? How are you?
How y'all doing? It's Jay.
Oh, Jay. What's up,
what
my
up,
man?
Jay?
Yeah, we know.
Where you
what
been,
up,
Jay?
Hey, man, I be working with the kids, man. They be taking all my time, man.
How
But
many
I'm
kids
here.
you got, Jay? How many kids you got?
Well, I got 2, but I'm a child welfare investigator, so my job is always
Okay.
So,
Hey,
we'll let it slide. You
let
know
me
we
tell you
love the
something.
kids.
And that's an important job, my man.
For
it really
sure.
is.
1,000%, man. Great work, brother.
Hats off to you.
Hey, appreciate you guys. But on the other note, I'm glad y'all brought up conspiracy theories and called me one, but the fix is in. Get Adam Silver far, far away from the NBA. He should have been fired yesterday. I don't know if it's because my Hawks made me salty. I don't know what's going on. But you can't tell me grown men out here missing 20-something field goal attempts in a row if you're the Orlando Magic. Like, the fix is in. Adam Silver made the call to Vegas.
I don't like Jay. If it was only the refs, I'd give you that. I would be like, I see what you say. If it was the refs, 1 for 20 is y'all. Like, if it was all of a sudden randomly.
Kelvin, I know you happy because Detroit won. And they still lost. But these guys are at home. It's a different thing if they're on the road.
Right. It's so bad. Right. It just looks really bad. I know. I get it.
Especially my house yesterday. How you get beat by 51 points at home? I left at the beginning of the second quarter. That's just how bad it was. I don't know.
I give you credit. You say you left. You were at the game?
Yes, and I want a refund.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have done that. I would have walked out too. I would have walked out.
Hey, you know what they called it, Rob and Jay? Everybody thought they was going to Magic City. They called it Tragic City.
It was Tragic City. All right. Hey, Jay, have a great weekend. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. It's good to talk to you guys.
No doubt.
No doubt, Jay, man. Hey, keep doing great work with the kids, brother. Appreciate it.
So, this other one here, I thought maybe it was going to get another Game 7, but Cleveland's in it. Like, they've cut it down to 3 points, and what do they have? It's still like 6:50 to go.
6:54, 96-93. Raptors up. Nice little run here by the Cavs. Make a run.
These Mets. Where's Jason Smith? The Mets are down 2-0 already? What is this?
I'm not even kidding. He just said that. Right when you said that, he goes, I can't believe that just happened.
They're down
already?
2-0 already to the Angels. Like, already. Is this the first inning? Yep, bottom of the first. Unbelievable.
All
right. Hey, have a great weekend.
NBA games. Yeah, you too. We'll see what happens on Monday. We could have the worst collapse ever with the Lakers. We could have the Celtics win or lose. It's a lot going to happen.